marks and scars. I'll brush you off just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the show. It's time to get started here. We've got a lot to talk about today, and really, like I said that yesterday, I kind of say it again today because, to be honest with you, we really do. We really got a lot to talk about. There's been so much happening that it's hard to choose what to even talk about. I want to recognize that Agrillipus was here first in chat today, and he said that he can't join us today. He's too busy. Hopefully he's listening, and if not, he'll catch it on the VOD. What's up, K2? Keep on trucking. The reason that everything in Tennessee is under construction is because, well, business is booming, cousin. Construction is a business. What's up, Kissy Cat? Good to see you. I missed you last night, Kissy Cat. I even asked where you were, and you were nowhere to be found. I feel so betrayed. So betrayed. Yeah. Anyway, 1313 Maryland is in. I'm not really sure who that is. I'm not familiar with you, but that's okay. Good to see you in the chat. And, you know, we've got Smoking Spaceman, Mr. and Kat, obviously, in the chat. I want to say that you were eeping. I believe that you were eeping 100%. 100% that you were eeping. That's flawless. That's a flawless victory. By the way, guys, I have the best mods in the business. I got to be honest, hands down, bar none. These guys, they do research and just throw it at me. We have mods that you know, look, I understand a lot of places, all they want their mods to do is to grift the audience. My mods are awesome. And all of my mods are just like you guys. They've had bad relationships. They've had problems in life. They're working their way through. They're looking around at the world and going, man, this is really fucked up. What can I do? And I want to take a minute to recognize, even in the ones that are not here, that I have the best mods. Just period. I don't care. you know, that my mods do it because they want to make a difference. So, and I'm not really sure what eeping is, although I'm sure Kissy Cat can tell us later what eeping is, but that's okay. That's okay. At any rate, and again, part of the reason why they're the best mods and why they don't just randomly ban people and they don't do all kinds of weird shit is because they're just like you. They have bad days too. So shout out to my mods. Be nice to them. Recognize the yeoman's job that they do. I would be remiss if we did not talk about this shooter in Minneapolis. So yesterday, the Moto, what's his name? I can't think of his handle now. I'll find it 1 second. So yesterday, you can go to general chat and check this out in my Discord. So yesterday, Ray's Moto Life and I were having a discussion, and it was about, you know, and basically the school shooting had just happened. He said, "Hey man, are you watching this?" We didn't know anything about it, and I said right out of the gate, let me find that. Let me find it. Because it was interesting. And now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this back into it. First of all, I was very, very surprised that we had the Fibbies, that the ATF was responding. I still think there's something weird with the ATF responding to a 911 call. That is just odd. But then I wrote a thing, and it was yesterday at 10:14 a.m. my time, and I wrote this. I said, I'm calling it now. The Fibbies knew about this person. I don't know about that yet. They haven't released that information, but it's highly likely. I said a high likelihood being a trans person. Called it. History of mental issues. Called it. Legally purchased weapon in a high gun control state. Called it. Targeted the church school because they did not have armed security. Called it. Yeah, the manifesto. They leaked the manifesto, or he put the manifesto to autoplay on YouTube. The guy was suicidal. Guy, girl, whatever the fuck. We don't know because they're not going to tell us. I believe it was a dude who thought it was a girl. I think. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Guys, we can't do this anymore, guys. We can't stick our head in the sand and say that it's the right-wing bigots that are doing this. No, it's the left-wing crazies. It's the morons out there who believe, you know, this guy's like TikTok or socialist communist, whatever the fuck, which I had to look up, by the way. I did not know what a TikTok socialist or a TikTok socialism was. I appreciate that, Anson. I really do. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got to identify this. And we also have to quit encouraging this nonsense because it drives people insane. It literally drives people insane. And we keep seeing it, and we keep seeing it over and over and over and over again, and we're not doing anything about it. We're just not. We're encouraging it. You can't call them out on their delusion. You can't get them mental help. And he was a Satanist, apparently, or at least, at least he hated Christians, right? All of that stuff, okay, nobody cares. A Christian says something about a non-Christian, and it makes the evening news. This is crazy. It's nuts. I'm calling it for what it is. This is nuts. It's insane. Can't deal with it. It's just absolutely wrong. And more of these insane shootings are proving out to be carried out by people who have these life crises, who have, for lack of a better word, they're encouraged to be insane, but they're insane, like they're nuts. Hey, 10th man, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we're talking about the T who shot up the school yesterday. That's what we're talking about. I called it yesterday, by the way, at 10:14 in the morning while they were still responding to it. I called it 100% across the board. I don't really want to dive too deep into this. No, I'm in a monologue. Just we'll see. But I'm not going to go too deep into this, except we have to, as people, as humans, as citizens of our nation, we have to stop encouraging the insanity. Minneapolis yesterday, Catholic church and school. It's got targeted little kids. Do you understand that? It's nuts. It's crazy. I apologize, K2. Or you must be in West Tennessee, I bet. 10th man, I understand you're trying to stop the insanity. You recognize it for what it is. I can't say out loud in most places what it is. It's insanity. It's delusion. When you encourage that delusion, it breaks their brain further. You're not helping them. You're hurting them. It should be illegal to encourage this nonsense. And Kel, yes, I said that out loud. I understand that you have a trans friend that you think is perfectly sane, but they're not. They're insane. Now, cross-dressers and things like that, I don't know about. Maybe they're sane, maybe they're not. I don't know. That's not what we're talking about here. But if not illegal, it should definitely not be acceptable. That's right. Somewhere, two families sent their beloved children to a church school, and those young people will never come home again. They won't come home again. They're never going to be. And those families are mourning right now. Their lives have been torn apart. It's insane. It's just insane. And we got, ladies and gentlemen, I say a lot of controversial things, but I don't see why this is controversial. I do not encourage insanity. You know that as someone that trains people with firearms and I've trained people in other things. If someone does that, it's my responsibility to call people out and report them if they're showing signs of mental illness, depression, that kind of thing. Stop supporting the insanity. Just stop it. And when your friends start talking about the insanity, they know a good trans person, they know someone that's not insane, you tell them they're wrong. What's wrong with acknowledging that someone thinks there's something else? Well, there's actually nothing wrong with it. If you think you're a giraffe and you want me to call you a giraffe, I'll call you a fucking giraffe. The problem comes in when you start demanding that everyone that doesn't know that you're a giraffe, you're mad, you're pissed off constantly because people aren't calling you a giraffe. That's fucking insanity. People don't walk up to me and say, "What's up, big dick?" They don't know I got a big dick. The only way they know that is if I tell them. Right? It's insanity, folks. It's insanity. We got to stop encouraging it. It's insane. Stop it. Just stop it. All right, I got to move on to the rest of my regularly scheduled program. It's just right as I was about to launch a show today, I got all of the news just thrown at me, and it was all about, and of course I watched a lot of stuff last night, but absolutely I can't not talk about this specific instance. We'll probably talk about it some more, but it's got to be, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to us. Christian, non-Christian, atheist, you should all condemn this nonsense. Also, targeting Christians has never worked out well for anyone. The Crusades, remember that? Target those Christians. Doesn't work out well. It just doesn't. Just leave us alone. Just leave us alone. That's all I ask. All right, so back to the actual show. I'm sorry, guys. I came in a little hot today. It's okay. It's just normal. It's just a normal show, folks. I promise. All right, so also I had to look up TikTok socialism. I had never heard that before. It apparently refers to this wave of left-wing socialist communist messaging packaged into like TikTok videos or multi-videos. So put like 5, part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, whatever. And they're aimed directly at Gen Z, millennials. They blend memes and pop culture and, cool tunes and all that. But it's very anti-capitalistic and emotional bullshit. And this is another part of our culture that just needs to, I don't know what to do about it. Death scrolling on TikTok and YouTube is terrible, and people should not do that. And I say that as somebody who probably would benefit a lot from people death scrolling on YouTube. All right, guys. So look, we got to talk about. We've really got to talk about a lot going on. I'm going to start out with the midterm elections. All right. I understand you guys think it's early to start talking about this, but we're already seeing that Trump aligned candidates are dominating primaries. I mean, it is early, but they're dominating. But that said, there's this chasm between MAGA populists and the traditional pro-business GOP establishment, business as usual, all that kind of thing. And when you have the problem is that honestly, I don't see a whole lot of difference between them. And I really wish that the infighting would dull down. Hopefully it will over the next couple of months. But we really have to get that united front. I do think that there's some value, by the way, in having I think there's some value in having some, conflict between, the party members, because it gets people to watch the meme videos. It gets people to watch everything. And it just really keeps it keeps the names fresh, and it kind of gives a good idea what their positions are. So we need to really pay attention as conservatives or middle of the roaders or whatever you consider yourselves. Let's continue to vote in the right direction. We do not want the leftists to continue to drive this country off a cliff, and we really have to tame the rhetoric, I guess, is part of what I'm saying. And you got Ron Paul and DeSantis out there. They're testing their influence against Trump's continued dominance when they endorse a candidate that's kind of against Trump. They're trying to see how that wears out. I personally think that what they're actually doing is testing against each other to see in the next presidential election who has a better chance of primarying into the slot. But we'll see. That we're far away from that, but I do believe that's what's going on. You've got these established moderates, Gretchen Whitmer, right? Hakeem Jeffries, and you've got the weird ass left-wing progressives, AOC. AOC's probably not going to go anywhere. It would be interesting to see if in her district she would lose if somebody really campaigned against her. But I don't believe she's going to go anywhere. Rashid Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, those, it's just, they're in the way that their districts they're in. It's going to be almost impossible for them to win, right? I mean, it's almost impossible, not impossible, but it's almost impossible in those districts. So we'll probably see those people back. And but there are fractures in this party, in the leftist, amongst the leftists themselves. A lot of them are basically communist, and that, of course, so you have like Blue Dog Kennedy Democrats, and you have what a lot of people are considering liberals, and that sort of thing. So you have this going on. It's going to be interesting to see what the infighting does. Again, we're really early here. Like the primaries are, like not, it's like almost an afterthought at this point. But and this might be in some districts. I do believe that some libertarian and candidates might actually have a shot. Now, I don't know any offhand. I don't pay attention to very many libertarian candidates. But when we look at this, guys like John, I just drew a complete blank. Shapiro, John Shapiro out of Pennsylvania. I think that if he doesn't get reelected, or if he, because I don't know if he's eligible to run again, he's somebody to watch in moving and shaking, because he is absolutely he's a danger to any Republican that he's going to run against. But he is as moderate as I can as close to the right as I think we're likely to get in his area right now. We'll see. Could change. Obviously, a lot of this is fundraising is going to be tough right now. The Democrats especially are losing a lot of their funding. We're going to talk about the financial markets in a minute, Anson. The key controversies right now, and I think this is going to continue forward. I don't see. I really don't see where we're going to have a. Pardon me, just a minute. I gotta silence my telephone there. There we go. I really don't see these issues being solved, but there's going to be a lot of controversy, I can tell you right now, around election integrity. There's already fights over voter ID, mail-in ballots, redistricting maps in states like Texas, Georgia, and Wisconsin. They're all having all of these fights have already started. So it's going to be legit. It's going to be a legit battle in a bunch of states, and it's going to be hard. and election integrity, I think, is going to be a really, really large issue. And again, money and politics are going to be inseparable during this, even more than normal. PACs and super PACs are pouring money, just like dumping money into the Senate races, particularly Ohio. Ohio is very important. Arizona and Pennsylvania. Again, I think John Shapiro is going to, I don't know where we're going to be on that. And all of this is raising questions of outside influence, where the money's coming from. And obviously we've got we're going to see progressive victory or a version of progressive victory. And it's going to be interesting to see how this goes forward, especially on the left. The left is going to face a lot of scrutiny. I think the memesters and the libertarians especially are going to meme the fuck out of Destiny and his role in progressive victory, his support of progressive victory. I think that and these PACs paying streamers like Connor to just say shit that they don't actually believe in and that sort of thing. This may really backfire on the left. To any right-wing organization that's looking for a mouthpiece, I'm available. It's a small check that you need to write, but I say cool stuff and I do awesome things. So that's where I kind of think where we're at. In the midterms, we can't really forget the hot button issues, folks. And that's going to be the per state abortion restrictions and all of that, all of the things the left whines about. So border enforcement obviously is always going to be a hot button. Energy policies back around. More and more states that have solar or alternative energy are turning it off and just going back to their existing energy because it doesn't work and the cost to the public is too high. I've said this for years. Solar is we already know solar works. The problem is you can't, on a large scale, use it to the point that it's financially reasonable. It's just not. It never will be. And I don't care whose money you're using. It just doesn't work. Now that the subsidies are running out on solar, now that these wind farms are, now that the wind farms have proven that they break down too much, they're too weather dependent, they break, they get torn up in storms, all of these things, and they don't produce enough energy in and of themselves. One hydroelectric dam, one nuclear reactor eclipses all of that without the environmental concerns. I'm not even going to get into that because I've covered that before, but we've talked a lot about the environmental concerns and everything. And this is, it's insane to continue down the path of alternative energy other than as experimentation and proof of concept, because at this point we've proved it. We're now 10 years in or old or 10 years or more into alternative energy. And none of it has returned any money to anyone. And a lot of companies have gone broke and they just basically keep kicking the can down the road. And you know what? I want Shep, whatever. I'm not really sure what your screen name is there, buddy, but they cannot recycle the fiberglass blades, not wings, but blades of the windmills. That is correct. They bury them, and that's insane in and of itself. The entire idea of the windmills as they are today is a failed concept, and we need to admit that. A lot of places are. Texas, I think, has finally admitted that it's wrong to do it, and it's going to be, the future. The future is the past, folks. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be hydroelectric. It's going to be steam plants. It's going to be thermonuclear. It's going to be thorium salt reactors. It's going to be all of these things that we know work, that we understand the how they work, and cost for the cost is acceptable to the economy. One of the reasons we're struggling in this economy, just take a look at it. Look at the amount of money we've spent on energy subsidies that we shouldn't be spending. We should not be supporting people to put solar panels on their house. We should not be supporting people to put wind farms in their backyard. These are our billion-dollar boondoggles, and we've got to get rid of that. So you just got to get out of this mindset of alternative energy being at this point being solar or wind. Now, it's entirely possible that, and I'm not going to go too far down this rabbit hole because I could do a show on alternative energy, but it's entirely possible that at some point solar and wind energy is large scale reasonable, but currently it is not. And the environmental concerns are the environmental concerns and the cost are the two biggest reasons to just stop it. Just put that shit away. Now, I'm all for continuing experimentation. I'm all for small scale experimentation and proof of concept. We cannot sell the public on taking a massive amount of debt on to prove something that works, that we already know works, but we also know that it's not going to provide the energy that we need. Again, this is going to be a massive hot button issue in the next election cycle. I hope that going forward, I hope the right just pounds this into the dirt. I hope that every single one of these tree hugging climate freaks that are scared of their own shadow, that honestly believe we're running out of oil, honestly believe that nuclear is dangerous, and all of these other things. I hope that those guys get pounded into the dirt. I really do. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I hope that they do this. Bongan stuff. I think you're high. Solar does not work. It may work mathematically. However, right now, we've now got 10 years plus of solar. We're getting, actually, it's probably closer to 20 actual, because I'm pretty sure that Kansas and Arizona had massive wind farms, and they've not met expectations at all. Yes, 10th man. Normally I open it up for panel the last hour. I do it either an hour or 2 hours of monologue, and then we do the last hour. I do the open panel. So I said bong and stuff, not eat my left nut. I said bong and stuff, not eat my left nut. So eat my left nut is correct. Eat my left nut is correct that the wave of the future is thorium reactors. The wave of the future is more hydroelectric. The wave of the future is everything else. So, yeah. All right. That's all right. It's all right. The clip was the one last night, Kissy Cat. I had a great time with that screen name last night. So that's where I think we're going to go with the midterm elections. It's no big deal. I mean, it's a big deal. I think that I still believe that as long as the right continues to be aggressive, continues to acknowledge the fact that social media is super important in these elections, continue to as long as the right continues to do what it's doing, I think they'll be fine. Where I'm concerned is that they're not going to hammer progressive victory and all that nonsense hard enough. I'm very concerned that they're not going to just go after, the way progressive victory backed Destiny, knowing it was a degenerate. This is, I hope that all of that works out the way I hope it, the way I think it will, but we'll see. The right doesn't like to fight dirty, but maybe we should. So, all right. So, the next thing that we kind of want to roll into is, I know you guys don't really follow the Supreme Court cases and that sort of thing. And I don't very much either, but there's a few things that are really important that we need to, that you really we really need to talk about. Right now, there's a case challenging federal authority over social media moderation and whether the government's nudging programs count as censorship. This is important because what bothers me about this is I think that, again, like a lot of things, when it's against you, you're for limiting it. But when the shoe's on the other foot, or pardon me, when it's somebody that's working against you, you're all for limiting it. However, when the tables turn and they're the ones in power and you're working against them, you don't want to be limited. So, I'm kind of torn on this issue. I don't believe the federal government should have any authority over social media in country, or in the that originates in the United States. Now, if they want to block foreign stuff coming in, I believe that that's within their purview. There's several cases challenging it. I didn't note the specific case and case number. So, but you can look at it. And then there's several cases examining whether corporations can be held accountable for overseas human rights violation tied to their supply chain. Now see, this is the thing. They're looking at TikTok, but let me roll back to the previous thing. So Mr. Mister makes the best observation, right? The TikTok situation has never been actually settled, right? Like, it's kind of settled, but it's not. But that was only part of this deal and only one of the cases. And they're looking at being able to control all of them now, or nudge them, right? This is dangerously close to having a government control officer in every TV station like they do in China and Russia. And I'm not for that at all. Okay. So I'm just going to be honest with you that what they're doing, and I think all of these cases that have been brought have merit. And I really hope that the censorship by the government goes away. And I actually hope that they actually, I really actually hope that what they end up doing is they restrict the right of YouTube to limit social media on their platform to some degree. I don't know that they can. It's a private platform. There's laws there that protect that, terms of service, all that kind of thing. But again, this nudging, all of this, the TikTok stuff, and all of that, it's bad. And we do have decency laws. Yeah, sure. Decency laws are not censorship. You're wearing a not being indecent in public is not necessarily free speech. In that case, I encourage you to get naked and walk through town. So, sure, burning the flag is speech. Yeah. So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about social media. It's always weird how that when we're talking about one thing, everybody wants to kind of like move on to something else. We're talking about nudging in social media, where if you say something that is not offensive, but is not part of the narrative, you can be throttled or whatever. So, something like that. Decency is a social construction to some degree. I agree with you. But it is, and even if it is a social construction, we live in a society, so therefore we will have social constructions. So I like where your head's at, though, Anson. It's just I think your head's a little too far gone. All right. So anyway, the corporate liability cases about whether domestic corporations can be held accountable for overseas human rights violations tied to their supply chains. I don't see this going anywhere. I don't. I see this as virtue signaling. While I personally would not, I try not to do business with those companies that benefit from human trafficking and whatnot. That's you really can't do anything about it except not work with those people, and that's the end of it. I mean, I'm not really sure whether unless they're literally it's their factory and their managers and their everything else. If they're contractors or something like that, I don't know how that works out. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Don't do business with China. I 100%. I'm on board with if you don't like it, don't do business with China. Don't do business with Mexico. Don't do business with a bunch of countries. Malaysia. Yeah. Don't do business with those people because they don't have the same human rights protections that we have here. All right. So then we've got the gun right cases. We've got a bunch of those. We've got U.S. versus Rahimi, which is the domestic violence firearms ban, which is challenges whether people who are under domestic violence restraining orders or can be banned from owning firearms. I don't have a specific opinion on that, although honestly, unless someone's been convicted, I don't believe that should be the case unless they are making outright threats, obviously. It's a Second Amendment. The court's looking at this as a Second Amendment dangerousness test or dangerousness standards test. We'll see about that. Then you have the New York, I don't know, whatever. That's Bruin 2, which is the public carry expansion. What they're doing is they're seeking to build on the 2022 Bruin ruling that tests whether or not states can impose training requirements, fees, and sensitive place restrictions on carry permits. They've already lost that in Tennessee, but federally, it'd be great to have it federally. That would be awesome. Bruin 2 would be a great win, I believe. United States versus Daniels, which is nonviolent felons and gun rights, questions if nonviolent drug offenders can be permanently stripped of gun rights, could redefine the scope of felon in possession statutes. And I'm behind this one. Our forefathers did not say that you could not defend yourself if you had committed a crime. They said that all men, we the people, and all of that, everyone has a right to keep and bear arms. Everyone. The idea that you do a crime, you go to jail, you do your time, you get out, and you're still punished because you can't own a firearm, because you can't vote, because you can't do these things. Those were laws that were specifically enacted to push down a very specific group of people, and it needs to stop. I'm absolutely against that. There's no reason for it. If you do the crime and you pay the time, there's no reason to continue to punish people beyond the scope of the jail time or whatever. And our entire legal system really needs to be burnt to the ground and rebuilt. It's not going to happen, but that's what needs to happen. Garland versus Cargill. That's the bump stocks ban. It challenges the ATF's authority to ban bump stocks by redefining them as machine guns. That's already been decided once. It's back up. I don't really understand why. I don't really understand why this is back. It's just stupid. It's obviously not what it does, but it's still circling in the Supreme Court, and one day they'll give a good ruling. They did have to come out and give a ruling on the forced reset trigger, and currently that's it. Really, the ATF needs to be abolished. That's all there is to it. The ATF does no good for anything or anyone. It never has. It's never done its job. It's never been a successful organization. You can't point to a single success of the ATF that wasn't the work of another agency. You just can't do it. And that's enough of Supreme Court stuff. And I don't think there's anybody who really wants to. I mean, I don't know how much argument we could get into there or later, or comments from the chat. But if you have them, write them down, and I'm not going to debate about them, but we can certainly talk about them if you want to come up and have a chat about it. Now we got to get into something that Emmett was, not Emmett, pardon me, that Anson was kind of going into earlier, and that's financial markets. And I've been watching this for about the past. Well, I mean, I watch it all the time, but for the past week or so, I've been watching some very interesting things. Can I give you guys let me give you guys the way that I look at the market, right? Just broad scope. I'm not talking about like individual businesses or companies or anything, but when I start trying to determine the state of the market and the state of the economic health, I look at the cost of supercars, specifically Ferraris, Rolexes. Look what they're selling for, and the changes in that market, and I look at some other indicators. The number of the things like discounted jet seats, when they're repositioning a jet, if they're discounting those seats to get some money out of the flight, if that's happening, that means that people corporations and wealthy people are not using private jet travel and not paying. And really are not paying for these corporations, and that means the market is slowing, or there's something big about to happen because these people are not getting their bonuses, they're not getting their ready cash. If a Ferrari that cost $1 million last year costs $500,000 this year instead of 1.5 million, the market's off. If a Rolex that costs $50,000 is now $30,000, the market is off. These are things that are consistent. When the bonuses are flowing and the money's out there, it goes up. Otherwise, it goes down. Just telling you, those are the indicators. I mean, I understand that this seems very simple, simplistic, and all that, but it's it's just what I look at. So let's talk about the stock market being all jittery, right? Like, I don't know if you guys paid a lot of attention, but tech stocks, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia is a big one, are retreating from summer highs. Now, some of that's just normal correction as we get into the slower time of the year in the winter. Analysts are like super hot on AI right now, and EV valuations are all over the fucking place. EV, Porsche just discontinued their EV production and research. They said they're not going to build one, which I don't think they ever really were. I mean, they did build one, but they really weren't going to get that heavily vested in it. We'll see about that. Hedge funds are split. Some see this as a correction. Others fear a longer downturn. I'm just telling you, man, I'm looking at people. People aren't getting their bonuses. They aren't making they aren't making this, and we're talking about somebody not getting a bonus. You're talking about somebody not getting a $500,000 bonus. That cuts deep. So, and the bonuses are generally tied to the amount of money they made, or the amount of money or the amount of deals they have going. All right. So, interest rates. The Feds have kept the interest rates elevated since the 2022's inflation crisis. We all know that. That's just simple stuff. And when we look back over it, from 2018 to 2019, is generally, it hiked gradually from about 1.25 to about 2.5, 2.6, somewhere along in there. Then 2020, we had COVID, and rates were slashed basically to zero. Everybody was bleeding out. 2021, 2022, we had massive inflation. Interest rate went back up to 5%. Home rates, which have been down around, mortgage rates, which have been down around about 1.7, 1.8, went from 2 or right around 2 to like 6. Like, bam, that's a massive amount of interest. That's just insane interest. And then, of course, between 23 and 25, the rates have been held at about 5%, tickles 6% once in a while, never really gets near 4. And obviously, we've been talking about interest rate cuts for fucking 2 years now. It just isn't happening. The problem here, guys, is what I don't think people really realize is that this is all artificial. They should be lowering the interest rate. We should not have this high an interest rate. It's literally being kept that way to manipulate our present economy, and that's just the way it is. So the impact of that is the mortgages are 6 to 7%, and that's prime. Most people aren't getting prime right now. That's hurting housing affordability. Credit card APRs are averaging 21%. Actually, I heard somebody recently that had a super high credit, and they didn't have like super bad credit, but they had a really high credit card interest rate. I don't know about that. So, yes, bong and stuff. That's correct. That's a good indicator. Yeah. It's a very good indicator of what's going on and what people think is going on. Right now, today, there's over 120 Porsche GT3s for sale. Those are cars that last year you had to order and wait to get one. You had to get an allotment to get one, and there were none for sale in the used market. None. Today, there's 126 of them. What does that tell you about the economy? It's very interesting. Very interesting that you can't follow simple metrics. You think the price of fucking eggs is an indicator? That's insane. So, right. All right, so we talked about all that. Now, gold is good. Somebody mentioned gold earlier. Gold is actually surging. It's right now, I don't know what spot is, but it's probably $2,500 today. It's really interesting. And Investors are hedging. Obviously, that's what they do. They buy gold when they're hedging, which is good for Mr. Boulay, who bought it. I mean, that dude's probably like, he's like super happy. Mr. Boulay is probably like killing it right now. Now they're looking at gold as a hedge against tariff wars and political instability. I don't know. Oil is steady. It's around $85 a barrel. It's vulnerable to Middle East bullshit. We all know that. But I think the monkey wrench that's going to be thrown into this is we're going to start producing more domestic oil, or we're going to increase our domestic oil production. And once we do that, we could drive the cost of oil back down below 65. And if we do that, that's very helpful for us. Crypto dropped. Somebody double check me on this. Didn't it drop like 15% overnight? I'm not 100% sure on my information on that. I didn't actually go to my trading software to look. That's just what was reported. Treasury has proposed new compliance rules requiring exchanges to report customer transactions above 1,000, which is all of them. Of course, this is, I'm not looking at the month. I'm asking about last night, yesterday. I'll check. Bong and stuff, you seem to have a data issue. I'm not really sure what's going on with you. Maybe you need to put the bong down. Is up today? Let me see. Up from what? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it took a massive fucking drop. It's climbing back, obviously, because if it dropped 15%, I would fucking buy for sure. Because you're gonna. I mean, whoever bought when it dropped 15%, they made some bank, bro. It's back up 14%, 0.14% actually. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'd have bought on that dip. It's still not back to where it was just a few days ago. Oh shit. It really dropped down. That's a big drop. Anyway, so Bitcoin, I would have bought Bitcoin on the drop. Absolutely fucking A, I would have. I don't actually do Bitcoin or I was doing was that I forget. I was doing one of the coins, but it's totally manipulated, so I just got out of it. So yeah, made some money though. All right, so yeah, right. All right, so we basically I'm undecided on this. I feel like the general consensus is that there's a lot of regulation coming, which maybe I don't know. It's hard to predict what Trump will do in this area, or what he will ask to be done. The SEC and Treasury are preparing frameworks that that could push crypto towards an actual licensed digital asset model. It's going to be way more regulated, like banks. Smaller exchanges probably won't survive, and the decentralized platforms will really struggle. Will the Fed cut rates in September? I don't know, man. I think so. I think they kind of have to. It's a tough call. The Fed is just jacked up right now. So, and that kind of leads me into, with all of this stuff, right? Like all the things I've talked about today, right? Like, sorry, I got a thing going on. Apologies. I have to meet. The head of school is having a dinner party, I guess, gala. Going to a gala tonight. I'm going to a gala tonight because the new head of school of my son's school, my oldest son's school, is presenting it. We got to go meet this person, and so I got a few things going. My phone's kind of going nuts because I got shit to do. Anyway, Anson says regulations just slow the economy down. I don't disagree with that. They'll just print more money, possibly. This will just cause instability that will lead to more regulations. It's a vicious circle. I don't necessarily agree with that. BIY says his meager investment. Hang on. My goodness. What is going on here? I apologize. This is very unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. Sorry, guys. So it is spiffy. Thank you, Bonga. Why do I think Cook got fired, Mikey? I mean, that's fair. That's fair. He did get fired because of that. Anyway, so we've got. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish reading that. His meager investments are mainly in tokens where he knows the founders, not actively trading, but do make a bit providing liquidity. Yeah, I think you'd trade liquidity. That, and I like when I was trading currency, when I was doing Forex trading, I really only traded volatile currency. Like it's something that was like really something that was really stable. I just wasn't interested in it, right? Like it was weird. I just don't. Yeah, I don't like stuff that's not going to make me money. I always want to be making money. So, all right, let's see who got fired. Cook got fired. Yes. Hello, Kel. How are you? You need a Kel Cash meme coin? No, we don't. And oddly, it was hilarious that she literally came in right after that. So at any rate, I got off my path there. My thoughts were gone away. All right. So anyway, all of this kind of leads to what kind of leads us to this idea that, look, we have energy problems, the financial market not doing what it should. You've got I mean, the economy is not as good as it should be. I think it'll come around. I don't know. But in America today, in 2025, it's just not a forgiving place for young people wanting to live and start a life, maybe start a family, be a young couple. Kelly, you'll be really mad at me. I said a lot of mean things about trans people at the very start of the show. It's okay though. You can watch it. You'll agree with me, I think. So you know, young people who want to be a couple, want to have a life together, want to get married or whatever. It's tough, right? Prices are high, wages are stagnant. Cultural forces are pulling at everyone, right? Pulling men and women in opposite directions, to be honest. Then maybe later. And you know, again, cultural forces, cultural norms shifting, pulling men and women opposite directions. The truth is, guys, success is still possible. You really can do it. If you reject the chaos, as I said at the beginning of the show, stop it. Stop it. You return to the fundamentals. You too can be successful. I'm going to tell you how. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to give you some pointers. Pull up a chair. It's Dad one time. So first, the relationship in and of itself. I'm on all these panels. I listen to everybody. I talk to a bunch of people, and I've said, I say the same thing over and over again. Let me try and frame this maybe a different way. Strength comes from the clarity of roles. If both people are trying to be equal and leaders in the relationship, there is no leader. Nobody's fucking equal, and everybody's going to be pissed off. It's just the way it is. I don't care about your feels on this. It's just fucking reality. A young man must commit to being the provider and the protector. That can mean different things to different people, but you must commit to that. If you don't commit to that as a young man, if you're a young man that just wants to sit around and whack his pud and not go to work and just not do anything, relationships are not for you, Val. If you're a man that gets into a relationship and you still want to be a kid playing kid games, doing kid things, and acting like a juvenile delinquent, you're going to fail. It's going to suck. You have to commit to being the provider and the protector. You just do. Not as a tyrant, okay? Not as a tyrant, but as a leader who shoulders a responsibility, who actually cares, who believes in the success of their relationship. Young women, in turn, it's only fair, should invest in the home, the children, the stability that gives the family its backbone. I'm not saying you can't work outside the home. I think it's insane to suggest that in most cases. I think it's optimal, but at the same time, just suggesting that you're going to sit at home all day and eat bonbons, especially in modern times, when we have public school and after the first 5 years, after the first 5 years, you're home alone all day by yourself. There's nobody's saying you can't go to work. What I am saying is that if the man is committed to his role as provider and protector, you need to commit to your role as the stabilizing force, the retreat, the respite, the port in the storm. However you want to look at it, whatever analogy you want to use. Bong and stuff, yes. Actually, I met my wife on a dating website. Thank you very much. No apps. They didn't do dating apps yet, but I did meet my wife on a dating website. But thank you for acknowledging my advanced years and deep experience on this subject. If you're going to, I know that there are people out there that are going to be like, well, this is not optimal, whatever. Well, here, or it's oppression, but it isn't oppression. It's just order. It's just defining roles, right? Two oars, same direction, hearts beating as one, whatever analogy you're comfortable with. Well, whatever. In the same direction, wanting success. Does that mean you're going to have everything you want in life? No. Does it mean you're not going to struggle? No. Does it mean that you shouldn't expect to have issues in life? No. All of that is still true. So, second is financial success. You do actually need money to have. You can't have a relationship when there's no support there. There's no money. You can't buy things. You can't have a reasonable place to live. You can't have a reasonable way to work. You can't do these things. And these things obviously mean things to different people in different areas of the country, right? In New York, you can get by with a bus pass and a subway card. In Nashville, you need a car, okay? Live within your needs is awesome, Void Ace. That's exactly. Live within your needs, not within your means. Live within your needs. I love that, man. That's awesome. That is real awesome. So, Kel, not looking at you here, but forget chasing trends or fantasy luxury lifestyles. Live beneath your means. Buy a modest home or rent for a little while. Don't look at you've heard this before, guys. Forget the McMansion as your first home. Your first home needs to be a starter home. It's just the way it is. Don't do that. Avoid debt like the plague. Sometimes you have to go into debt. Sometimes you just have to. But do it with eyes open and do what you're supposed to do as a human to take care of yourself and your family. Live within your needs. I love that. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to use that from now on. Live within your needs. Especially credit cards. Credit cards are just average rate right now is 21%. 21% is a fuck ton of money, guys. Fuck ton. Student loans, avoid them. Don't look. I know it's too late for most people listening to this. There are alternatives to college, folks. There's alternatives to going so deep in debt you can't see your way out of it. You have to make good choices. Student loans may not be a good choice. Even the mob under Al Capone didn't use 21%. That's fucking rad. And that's probably true. It's probably like 8% or something. And that was considered, a rip off. 21%. That's amazing. It's nuts. It's crazy. Start a small business. Start a home-based business. It's not that hard. A lot of people do it. And if you can't do it, then, learn a side gig. Learn a trade. Just keep the money reasonable. Keep it reasonable. Financial success is directly tied to your lifestyle choices. All right. And all of that you need because you need to have some resilience to your relationship. Guys, there are going to be fights. There's going to be hard times. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be out and out just bitching at each other. You got to have some resilience. Inflation, cultural decay, all of these outside forces can wreck your relationship with very little help from you. So why help? Why give it extra power, right? Like, don't do that. When you fight, if you work it out, if you I have this thing. My wife and I do not go to bed angry. I don't care if I have to stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We do not go to bed angry at each other. 20 years, never have. But things happen. Inflation happens. Your house may not be worth what you think it's going to be worth. It may take you a year longer to get out of that apartment because the way the market moves, whatever it is. I'm telling you, a couple that's united, faithful to each other, not looking at anybody, but you're sticking your dick in somebody else that ain't helping anything. Or vice versa. If you are united together, bound, faithful, and disciplined with your money and your time, you can weather those storms. I promise you can. And more importantly is that you will have a better time together. And discipline means a lot of things. It doesn't just mean you do your chores on time. It means, hey, every now and again, you're going to have to take a day to yourselves. Leave the kids with grandma and grandpa and get in the car and drive away somewhere to have a picnic, do whatever. That's what that means. You have to be, that is being disciplined. That is being in your relationship. It really is. Build your savings, raise your children with values, real values. Try to cut out all of the randomness of culture that glorifies degeneracy, consumerism, and hookup nonsense. Just cut that shit out. Just cut it out. It's not that hard. You want to have a lasting marriage. You want to have a lasting relationship. Young men want to have good wives. Women complain they're no good men. This is all cope. It's all bullshit. The path forward is not about government handouts or chasing the latest social fad or looking for a chat or doing a step program that's going to bag you a hot ass woman. It's about embracing responsibility. It's about faith and discipline and tradition and honoring each other and being in your relationship. Understanding money, taking the time out to understand what's going on politically in your world and your arena. And I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. You could be a raging leftist for all I care, but pay attention. If you're a young man, a young woman, or a young couple making, if you make those choices, you're not just going to survive, you're going to thrive, brother. You're going to thrive. You're going to build something worth passing down to your kids. It's an interesting thing because I get a lot of bullshit. People are always like, well, you don't know, you don't understand. When you were a kid, the dollar is worth 30 times what it is now. I didn't get my wife when I was 5 fucking years old, dumbass. What do you, I mean, stop it. Stop this cope bullshit. Stop it. Men and women are designed to be together and to complement each other. And I promise you that if you choose wisely, little common sense, you put time and effort into the relationship, and I don't care, man or woman, that you are, man looking for woman, woman looking for man. You choose your partner wisely. You have standards, you live within them, you date to the point where you're comfortable getting married. You don't marry after 6 weeks or some bullshit. Move in together after a month, which by the way, I'm not an example of this. Everything I'm saying to do now, it's wrong. But choose wisely, live well, make good choices. These are easy things. This isn't rocket science. Just make good choices. If a man has a good woman and a woman has a good man, and together they will accomplish more than either can apart. Exactly, Mikey Balls. Be a contribution to society. You don't have to go to church. I suggest that you do, but you don't have to. You don't have to join the Rotary Club. You don't have to sit on the board of some local youth ministry or something. I don't know, whatever. You don't have to do any of that. You can live very quietly, very plainly, and have a wonderful life. You can have a wonderful life. I'm not picking on anybody specifically about this. This was not obviously this was kind of just the way that I set the show up for today. I started with something I didn't intend, which was not part of my show today. Was we started out talking about the insane T dude, girl, whatever the fuck. Start talking about the insane person shooting up a school. I didn't intend to start with that. We moved on into current events, things that you should know, things that you should care about. Moved into finance. And I'm right, by the way. When you're I'm not, again, bonging stuff. I can't listen to an insane person about who they are, right? Like, look, I don't know how many people are in there, but brother, I don't, like, it's insanity. It's insanity to continue to acknowledge that it is one or the other. It is what it is. Male, female, it is what it is. Not identifying. Anyway, and it's insanity to continue to endorse this. The nuclear family is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you realize it or not, whether the podcast you listen to tells you it is or not, statistics don't lie. That, you know, the world is moving beyond. And you know what? The reason I don't talk about all of the T's and the gays and women sterilizing, dudes chemically castrating themselves, and women who are so fucked up in the head they cut their boobs off and or have mastectomies so they can't have kids. Keep doing it. Because you and your ideology and your entire mentality will disappear in just a generation or two. Just a generation or two. You're going to be gone. Do you know who's going to be left? Me. My kids. My kids' kids. The salt of the earth will be left. And you will be as dust in the wind. Because that's what you are. Be a degenerate. You're perfectly okay with that. I don't care. But you're the one eradicating yourself. Not me. I don't have to lift a finger. You can do it to yourselves. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm not even going to tell you to go find Jesus. Yeah, not going to do it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of that. I will open the panel now. Let me get some links thrown out over in the mod chat, and I'm not going to be as you see. I have to actually go to a different monitor to do. Well, that's fucked up. To do this, so I will not be watching. If you want a link to come up, you will need to go to the waiting room and get the link from a moderator. Okay. And the link is in the moderator chat. So you guys can come up. We'll have I've got about an hour and a half before I turn into a pumpkin, and then we go. China now has pregnancy robots. I believe that. That one child policy didn't really work for them. The artificial womb, ladies, it could be the end of you. Get off my lawn now. No, we're not getting off the lawn yet, guys. $14,000 test tube babies. That's right. That's an expense. I mean, honestly, I think a bunch of men got off cheap. I did see something from Raging Patriot. I want to find that. Let me read that again. Where was that? Got to scroll. There we go. I gave 30 years to a job that didn't give a flying fuck about me. I went and did my job above and beyond. Then I noticed around me, the slackers got treated like kings and the old dogs got kicked hard. That is a problem with company culture. And I wouldn't work there. That's for sure. You're bringing lawn gnomes. All right. I do need to plug the Nashville party. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are coming to DebateCon, it is in November the 15th and 16th. Prior to that, if you come in on Friday, November the 14th, I am having a massive get-together basically the opening party, opening event for the event. It's a pre-event, you know. We will have live debates. We will have, we're going to have food. We're going to have drink, soft drinks. Really, because I'm not I don't buy other people alcohol, and so we're going to have. I'll provide the food, soft drinks, and water, and the studio. And what we're going to do is, for anyone that has a DebateCon ticket, all you got to do is just show me proof you've got a ticket, and you can come right on in. It's free of charge. Although donos will be appreciated. If anybody wants to donate towards that event, that would be much appreciated. I actually budgeted a lot of money for this, and that's what's up. K2, are you humming?
What's up?
Oh, you were
Say
like
what?
breathing heavy or humming into the mic.
Oh no, that was my CV that was going. Psst, psst. I got to turn up the squelch.
That's okay. Bong and stuff. It's something I've been battling with. These are readers, and so I do actually need a polarized. I did have a polarized version, but they are no longer around. So I will take your advice on that. So yeah, Kissy Cat, you'll have there's going to be plenty of water, soft drinks, energy drinks, that kind of thing. We're having barbecue for lunch and a different type of barbecue, and there will be a different barbecue food truck and I believe a Filipino food truck for the dinner meal, and I'm providing all this stuff. And so we're going to do some live debates. We're also going to do some interviews. There'll be a man in the crowd cam who'll be walking around doing impromptu impressions, what you think of the event, all of that kind of thing. The location is in Nashville. It's basically on Music Row, and it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a great event. The venue is awesome. I will be adding it to my website this week, hopefully today, but I don't know. I forgot about this party tonight, so I may not get to it. Next day or two, I'll get it on the website, and I'll start posting links to the website showing the venue and all of that. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great time. November the 14th. Just show up and have a ticket to DebateCon. I'm doing this event in support of DebateCon, not to detract from it or compete with it. We're just doing different topics. James is doing mostly religious topics. We're going to be doing political, social, and some other, just random news. We might do sci-fi topics. That'd be great. Also, if you know somebody of note that might be interested, that I have not already reached out and contacted, a debater that might want to show up and have a good time. It's a really good time. The link for DebateCon, do I still have that up? Yeah, I got it. So you can buy tickets to DebateCon. I don't think Pisco will come to Nashville. It is possible that he would, but I don't think so. But I mean, right now we have some good stuff. To sign up to let me know that you're going to be at the party, at the event, you need to go over to my Discord, scroll down. It says DebateCon 6. You just put your name and, hey, I'm attending with my whoever. I don't know. I don't care. Girlfriend, boyfriend, family, kid, whatever. Just so I have an idea about how many people are going to be there, although I'm planning for about 200. So yeah. What's up, K2? How are you?
In the beautiful state of Utah right now.
So you went? Did you go? Are you running 80 over?
I started. Yes.
Yeah, I've made
We
that
went
drive.
down to the beginning of our. We began our week down in. We went down to Jacksonville, up
Okay.
to Connecticut. Not Connecticut. I'm sorry. Richwood, Kentucky. Then we shot over to Chicago, and
Oh
now
wow.
we're going to Utah and Iowa,
Okay.
and then back to Utah, and then Chicago, and then back home.
That's rad, man.
I covered
I
a sleeper team job, covering a
yeah.
sleeper team job this week. So
Okay. I've actually made that drive many times. And I've
it's beautiful.
driven across 80 a lot. The climb into and out of Salt Lake City is awesome. So, are you going through Salt Lake City? Are you
I
turning
am
off?
currently going through Salt Lake City right now.
How was the climb in?
Sucks.
Yeah, I remember our truck would be like right on the edge of overheating the whole time we were pulling at that hill. So it was awesome. It's a good time. And they have that way station like right before that.
Yeah, Echoes. Yeah, the Echo. I had to
Mhm.
go in there today.
The port of
Oh,
entry.
my camera's not working. Yeah.
It worked for like a second. So
Oh, it did.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was trying.
That's all right, man. So what so that's I mean that's not a bad drive. And Chattanooga traffic's almost always bad because they get traffic coming out of Atlanta. So.
I understand that. It was all the construction, like Penske. 'Cause
Yeah, they've
our
been tearing up
company,
Chattanooga. They're
yeah,
doing a lot of redevelopment.
our company uses for our sleeper teams Penske instead of buying their own sleeper units, and they
Smart.
Penske in Jacksonville, Florida, doesn't like to, even though it's in our contract that we're supposed to have priority service, and they made us wait for 2 hours to fix headlight, so we were behind. Then the Chattanooga and all of Tennessee construction really slowed us down, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so we actually we rented trucks, and I think that's smart. If I were gonna do my race team again, I would do a long-term rental on a Penske or similar truck and just wrap it and then give it back to them at the end of the season. So we used to rent Enterprise dualies, and they were awesome. They were always great.
I think I told you who I work for.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you work for. Which is weird that you're going so far in that direction. Usually, I guess they don't fly. I guess it's I got it. I understand. Never mind. So what's up, man? What'd you think of the show today? What'd you think of the monologue and all that?
Oh, I thought today's show was great.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Everyone seems to be covering the T word, bang bang person.
Dude, I'm telling you, yesterday at 10:14 when I was talking to the moto guy, I was like, this is what it's going to be. And it's like, I hit every one of them. Guaranteed. I literally just hit every one of them. You can go check Discord. It's very hilarious. Feel sorry for owner operators. You know, there's advantages to owning the truck. There are advantages to owning the truck. I don't know what they are anymore, but there are advantages. Your septum healed up. Awesome. Connect.
Oh, that's good
you're,
news.
You're on your way back to being a A human again. So, Kel,
I told
what did you think of
Grid.
my
I
relationship
told you.
monologue, Kel? I'm sorry, K2. I talked over you there.
No, you're good. I was just making commentary. I told you. Just I told you.
Yeah.
I could fix her.
I like whoever said last night, when dumb. Oh, it was Kel last night. When stupid games get stupid prizes. That's I like that because he won the stupid game. So yeah.
Anything
It is
exciting working on
exactly
your
as
planes?
standard as I make it, Kel. It is. And when 10th man come up here, he's going to tell you the same thing. When the gay guy gets up here, he'll tell you the same thing. Where is 10th man? He was like all over it to come on up, and then he's not here.
I had an alert that he started his own stream, not the.
I understand it's your honest opinion, Kel. But we're working on it. Kel, you can't come up, right? You're at work. You're at the car lot schlepping. It'd be hilarious to have Kel and K2 on at the same time.
It's happened before in Abe's.
Yeah. This isn't Abe's.
I know.
Abe's been doing well. I actually was I kind of wonder where he is because I had assumed that he would be on today. Oh, look. Yeah, it's a Penske truck, guaranteed.
Yeah. There it goes. Now it's working.
Yeah. Don't run over any small vehicles.
I won't.
I stop banging uranium rocks together.
Well, Emmett told me if I'll take my lunch here to give him a ring, and I think he's sleeping.
He probably is. Kel, you're welcome to come up. You're ready. Get ready. No, go get ready. You got to go sell cars. You got to earn money. Financially responsible, Kel. Financially responsible.
You got to make money and spend money, Cal.
Yeah. Mostly you just need to make money. Spending money is optional, but making it is not.
Well, I've been spending a lot. Just found out that my the soffit and fascia around my house is the previous owner just put just regular pine wood in didn't it?
Yeah, white pine.
Didn't prime it. Yeah.
Ooh.
And then it primer it and just paint it over it. And it's all starting to rot. So I got that project.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, the even with primer and all that, it'll eventually rot. Just depends. So
it is what it is. I'm just doing all cedar.
Kel says at least she has hair.
I have hair.
Who doesn't have hair? I have hair.
I have hair.
Might be talking about Anson. Anson still has hair though. Yeah, get the. I don't know if do they make treated pine trim now. I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
We went to Menards and looked. I know they got a better lumber selection.
When I did when I finished out the shed here that I use for my studio, most of the trim in here is PVC. It won't rot ever. So, and it looks great. So that's what I did. But I don't know if you can use that for soffits. That's probably a little iffy.
Yeah, and they didn't do especially the one side right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the end of my show today with the monologue regarding relationships and how And I don't know if you guys have noticed a theme, but early in the first couple of shows this week, I've talked about the doomer and nihilist folks out there that are just checking out or whatever. Black pill, doomer, and I just I'm really trying to I've tried this week to kind of put a different face on it. You know what I'm saying?
I get
putting
what you're saying.
putting it
I
putting it
think
into a
you're-
different perspective.
I think you're right on your what you were saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
What?
looking where I need to go. It's been a while since.
Yeah, it's all right, man. You're driving, bro. You're driving. Mr. Mister says he doesn't have time for the doomer's negativity. He's driving now too, I bet.
He is. I think he's in Pennsylvania in the mountains. We're on opposite sides of the country.
See, Void Ace, I disagree with this statement. The upcoming generation is fucked. I don't think so. I think the upcoming generation, my kids' generation, is ridiculously conservative. Like, he hates all things leftist. He hates all things communist. He doesn't want to hear about socialism. He's like, that's dumb. He's all about personal responsibility. He's, man, I tell you what, this is why I kind of ended my monologue with this notion that while you have people going around talking about, how the right is trying to end the or oppress or whatever these leftists who believe in abortion and believe in trans and all of these other things. And like we're somehow going to like band together and go against them or whatever. But the thing is that we don't have to. They're going to end themselves, right? Like, it's just the way it is. They're not going to survive because they keep killing their own children. They have hysterectomies so that they can't have children, right? Healthy women, right, that are so far left, so far fucked in the head that they purposefully have hysterectomies and ruin their chances of having children. And they're just really like, I mean, they're not going to survive, and more importantly, their ideals won't survive. They don't have children, right?
Correct.
They're not eating, they're being eating vegan diets and dying early, right? They do all of these so-called healthy things, and they die of heart attacks when they're 45 and shit, which is fine, which is great. I keep doing it. Do more, right? Like, do more. Kel's lit now. Kel's lit. You got to go to them. I'll throw it to you. Give me a second.
Kel needs to eat a steak. Should be all right.
I know, right? By the way, if anyone didn't get the YouTube notification, please drop me a note on Discord that you did not get the notice that I was going live from YouTube.
I got your notification. Just, it seems like everybody else now, like Chris Lestrange, is not notified. Like, I'm not getting his notifications when he's going live. Don't think I got Abe's notification last time, and I usually get his too. Mike Ball, I didn't get his notification.
Right. Bong and Stuff says red states are far more obese. Maybe. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Let's see. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't know if that holds up 100%. Don't know. But just being thin doesn't guarantee a long life. I see all of these people from Boulder eating grape nuts their whole fucking life and dropping dead when they're in their 40s and early 50s. I just sent it, Kel. I sent the link. I always reference grape nuts with when I reference Boulder because it's funny. They look like, that's right. They look like Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters. They're all shriveled up and their skin looks horrible. Have you ever been to Boulder, K2?
Probably we ran through it before, but never when we actually had a lot more
It's
sleeper teams.
insane how ridiculously it's actually really insane how ridiculously old these women look even when they're really young, right?
Isn't
Like
it all the cosmetic surgery and whatever?
No, it's not just that. It's like their diet. They use, their it's just all of these things. They look old and used up.
Well, I was gonna say this site like I was watching Transformers.
Yeah.
Remembered how Megan Fox was smoking and then smoking hot, and then seen a picture of her not too long ago, and she looks horrible now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Also
some women hit the wall harder than others for sure.
yeah.
Some women hit the wall and take the wall with them. And
Correct.
Ozempic face, yeah, that's true. That's a real thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Ozempic face. Because apparently, if you're on Ozempic and I want to remember this right.
And don't have diabetes.
No, but I mean it's an approved weight loss thing. It's fine, but if you're on it and you still eat like a rabbit food diet, and you're not getting enough protein and you're not getting enough, I guess, just regular fat in your diet. Like carbohydrates, I don't think are good because carbohydrates are sugar technically. You don't want that. But I'm trying to remember this, man. I don't. It's something about how that your body uses the protein more, and you'll like lose muscle, and you'll have like that really sunken cheek look, and you'll have like a bunch of stuff. So if you are going to do it, and not everybody can, obviously, because it's a drug, and there are side effects and shit. But apparently, if you do it, you have to keep your protein intake up, like real protein too, like steak and shit. Which is so you give a vegetarian, that shit, and it's done. Yeah, Ozempic. Yeah, exactly right. What's up, Buddha Customs? How are you, my friend? Yeah, it's all good stuff. Kel made it.
Right.
No camera though. She's getting ready.
No, this is fucked up. I'm a little special. And I don't know how to switch my camera sources. I'm just a girl. You're going to have to deal with like my ancient one. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Kel.
It's fucked up.
You're pink again, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
You don't like the pink at all, do you?
It looks like you're a third grader or something. And I don't want that on my stream. So I want you to look like a normal adult female.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
How's your day?
It's been good. It's been good. How much of the show were you able to catch?
Almost all of it. After I found out, thanks YouTube.
Yeah. I made an announcement in your Discord, I think.
Did you? I need to check my self promo people more.
Mm.
True. But you think a man just has to go to work and grind? You don't think there's like more ambitious girls and maybe like more? Well, I'm a bad example, but I'm like, I had a stay-at-home dad, okay? And
Mhm.
things turned out relatively okay.
So, I was, I don't believe that. I don't believe that women necessarily need to stay home, and I don't believe the trope, because I do believe it's trope, that women always stayed home and they didn't go to work. I don't think you can go to a time period in history where that was actually the case, especially for mere mortals, working stiffs, whatever you want to call them.
Blue collar babies.
And so, yeah, if you're basically blue collar or, lower tier, just a lower tier employee, white collar, I guess, then you're not going to, I think that all women work throughout history in some aspect, right? Now, and it could have been that, they're running, running a household for a big farm or ranch or, whatever, that's still, that is work.
A job,
That's
yeah.
not sitting around eating bonbons.
Bonbons. It's your favorite analogy.
It is a great analogy, right?
I don't even know what a bonbon is. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a French treat. It's like a candy, kind of.
Life of luxury, basically.
It's like a what do they call a cupcake? Cupcake,
My.
but they're different. Yeah, and so I think it wasn't until the 50s, after the Greatest Generation, that came back from war, and then that's when men were able to actually have jobs where they could pay for everything. This was not true throughout history. This is something that I personally believe is fairly evil for society to set as a standard. Is that in history, most people didn't own their own homes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be like that. I feel like housing should not be, like commodifiable in the way that it is.
Well, I think you're wrong about that. But regardless, in history, people rented, right? They didn't own their own home a lot of times. A lot of times, and throughout. I mean, the problem is when we look back through history, everybody's like, "Well, people were just able to go build a house on a piece of land somewhere." And I'm like, no, they really weren't. They really weren't. They did have to pay for it, or they had to settle it, or somehow they ended up paying for it in some form or fashion. So it's not accurate to say that
Acquired ownership.
that it was just that much that everybody had a house and everybody had the opportunity to have a house. So.
And also,
I got to drop for a minute.
Okay, that's cool, K2. I appreciate you coming up, man.
No problem. I'll be back if I just
I'm
got
still here,
inbound and whatever. Yeah, if you're still here.
Yeah. We got about an hour, I guess. So.
All right,
man.
Thank you.
My sister also went somewhere butt-fuck middle of nowhere in Moab, Utah, and she did go build a house. So you can still go do that. You can go buy land.
You can. Yeah, right. And it's an interesting thing. That's actually one of my biggest contentions when people say, "Well, I just can't afford a house." I'm like, "No shit, dumbass. You live in New York City where nobody owns a fucking house. Everybody lives in an apartment, and most of them are renting that apartment or they're, they bought it, but it's an apartment in somebody else's building, right? Like, yeah, sure, you own this apartment, but what good is that?
Condo.
Right?
It's like a condo.
Yeah. What good is that?
The grandkids are going to be raised well here. Like,
right. So at that point, my next statement is usually, if you want to afford a home and if you can afford rent, then you can afford a home. It just may not be where you want it to be. Right. So
Yeah.
it may be so, and this is a case in a lot of places where, like where I live, if you want to live in town, if you have an in-town job or whatever, and you wanted to live in town, well, you're going to pay, right?
Mhm.
And it's going to be fairly expensive.
Yeah, I heard you
But
talking
if,
about that the other day. Like people are so blown away all the time that I commute like over an hour for my job. I'm like, it's a destination dealership. Like, what do you mean? Everyone commutes out here. Like, it's no one is local. Like, no one can afford to live in this specific area. But we all come out there because the money's better. Like, it's very
Yeah.
simple stuff.
right, and I think that again, that's something that throughout history that's been true, right? People live on the outskirts of town because that's what they can afford to live, and then they ride into town every day or whatever. So, it's it's just it's just something that I think people have lost sight of. People are really big on convenience now. Like they value convenience more than anything else.
Yeah.
So
We take a lot of things for granted. Like even you said the other day, you were like, why didn't you just hop on a fucking plane from Vegas?
well, I did
Yep.
take it for granted that you had a driver's license.
Yeah,
So-
well, I mean, I normally do. It's on the way, the replacement. Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm not.
but my statement there was it's to me it's insane to spend the money and time to drive. So you're going to spend more than the $50 or $60 the plane ticket cost
for
just in
sure.
gasoline, right?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
and time. So you can just go down and buy because I can't imagine a plane ticket from LA to Vegas or San Diego to Vegas is more than $100. There's no way.
No, there's no way. It's like 5-hour drive, so it's yeah. I can't
And so-
believe I didn't even think of that before I left. That honestly probably would have saved me so much money.
Right. And so, and it's just people have short circuits in their brains because they refuse to consider things that they really should. And I've been trying to, I'm trying to correct that. I'm trying to help people out. I'm trying to make people think better and just do better. So, an hour commute enables your car becoming a university of success. I think so.
I guess.
Yeah.
The University of Success.
I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Yeah, motorcycles are the way to go if you're trying to save money, but you probably don't ride a motorcycle. So
Motorcycles?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I can ride a dirt bike, I'm sure I can fucking pass a motorcycle license test.
Oh.
I thought about that. I'm like, I have a fucking little Honda, my like desert Honda. I'm like, what if I just street legalize this bitch? I'm like,
I mean, I actually bought a Benelli TNT 135, which is a little motorcycle.
yeah,
I bought it for my
that's probably
kid.
so fun in the desert.
Well, no, it's a street bike. It's like a Honda Grom, but
Oh, sorry.
and it was like $2,000.
Oh fuck yeah, little beater.
And so I was like, and I bought it because why wouldn't I? I mean, the thing gets amazing gas mileage. It's only good in town. Like you're not going to get on the highway with this thing.
Yeah.
But if all I had to do is I bought it from a guy who literally rode from the college dorms around town to the airport to his job because he was a flight student.
Yeah.
And that's all he did is he just rode it back and forth around town, and he got great fuel mileage.
Yeah.
It was cheap insurance. And why wouldn't you? I mean, now here it can kind of suck because it rains, so you still need a car for backup. But where you live, I don't know why you wouldn't. Right?
On God. We just had like one of our coworkers pass from. I'm like terrified of. I just fucking with my luck grid, but I'm like also I don't think a lot of it is luck. I think a lot of it we talked about yesterday has to do with, external factors. External.
Well,
and
I think
internal.
a lot of your problems are internal factors where you just spaz out, and that causes more harm than good. You really have to learn how to just like in the moment, just take a step back and look at it, and then make good decisions rather than just react and spaz out. And that's a hard thing to do.
It is. It's part of growing up, though. It's very, very necessary change. Also,
Yeah.
On another.
It's a really hard thing to do, but I've you can watch me like even when I'm doing like a debate or something, and you can sit there, and if you're really watching, you can watch me make the decision how I'm going to handle something. If I'm going to like go after
How you're
yell
gonna
at the
engage
guy
with
and tell
it?
him to fuck off, or if
Yeah.
I'm going to, you can literally, if you're really watching, you can see me calculating the different paths forward.
Yeah,
in-
I've seen
in
that on
real
Mortal
time.
Kombat. Like it's like a risk versus reward moment, and that's like literally part of growing up. It's like, let me fucking.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, see what's more important.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grabbing my lash glove. I'm still listening though.
Yeah, you know what? Vespas are awesome too, Kel.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I literally had a whole moped era. I was gonna say that I didn't even mention.
A whole moped era.
Yeah, unfortunately my car broke. It's a long story, but this was like a couple years ago, and I had this moped, and my friend helped me swap out the fucking engine on it because it only went
Mhm.
like 25 or 30 miles per hour. So they
Mhm.
literally swapped out the entire engine on it, so it started like hauling ass. And eventually all the plastic on it broke because it's like a cheap ass like Chinese scooter, like
Yeah.
no name brand. But it was
Mhm.
really fun while it lasted. But it was
Yeah.
it was very funny.
I'm actually looking to get my my son. My wife's concerned about the motorcycles,
There's so many fatalities. It's like
and so my
Not the
wife's
risk versus
concerned a little bit
reward.
about the motorcycle thing. But I think I can get her sold on a scooter, like a
that's sort of,
Vespa
ease her into
or
things, you know?
something like
You
that.
gotta just test the water. Once I was on my moped though, even when it only went 30 miles per hour, I'm like, oh, I want a motorcycle. Like once you have a taste for it, you're like, this is my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, but there are choices that you can make, right? And actually, I was riding the other day, and I had this guy on a Yamaha adventure bike, actually like waved me over and wanted to sit and chat for a minute. So we just talked on, it's just a motorcycle guy stuff, right?
Just dudes being dudes.
Just dudes being dudes. And he's like, yeah, he bought the bike specifically because it's good on the interstate, and he can just kind of set the cruise control and roll. And it gets so much better gas mileage than any of the cars. So
I know it's way better to see, and it sucks too because I'm like, obviously it's like horrible like that this ever happens, but I'm like the only two people I've met that have unfortunately like passed in those like fatalities, they literally have like videos on their Instagram. I'm like, I don't even know how they get these videos, like popping wheelies at like 120 miles an hour on the freeway and stuff.
I know how they get those videos. I'm not.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you gotta like if you ride carefully. I'm like, I'm just such a fucking little.
Yeah, I ride like I don't ride
old
like an
man.
idiot. I have bikes where I could ride like an idiot. Like I have pretty fast bikes, but I don't ride like an idiot.
I feel like I'd have to grow up a little more before I get a bike because I feel like I'd
Probably.
love to fucking.
But even if
ride
you
like
didn't do
anything.
that, I just think that people need to make good choices and make good decisions and kind of think about things before they just pull the trigger on something and just be like, and I kind of have a perfect example of this is where I had a friend of mine, and I told him point blank that he needed a reliable car. He needed to dig himself out of debt. He had a lot of stuff going on. And I told him, I'm like, look, dude, he asked me what kind of car to buy. And I said, look, man, I'm going to tell you that we had the F-Pace for a little while. And I'm like, look, man, I'm going to tell you the F-Pace has been stone reliable. It's a great car. It doesn't have any Ford left in it. And, it's been a really good car. And so he went and bought a Jaguar, identical to mine, same color, just different color wheels.
Same character, different fonts.
Yeah, right. And so it was the exact same car. And he drove it for a year and a half or so, maybe 2 years, and it never had a problem out of it. The maintenance wasn't super high on it. I mean, it's higher than some, but it's, maintenance costs money no matter what now. So
I love how your smart, sensible choice was a Jag.
I'm sorry, what?
I love how your smart, sensible choice in vehicle was a Jaguar. Like,
well, so I paid 27,000 for that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know like what their MSRPs went like.
No,
Damn.
no, I don't. So, Kel, I have a 5-year rule. I don't buy anything newer than 5 years old.
Yeah. You shouldn't. You shouldn't wait for the recalls to be like fully.
Yeah, wait for it to for the dealer to unfuck it. You know, and you know, they usually don't have too many miles, and you know, and all of the problems are known, so you know
Yeah.
what to look for, and plus that was like a $90,000 SUV. I paid $27,000 for. Like, why would I not do that?
The depreciation is insane. When people get like a 2025 car, I just don't get it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's right. Insane Wheels, like, let the original owner take that depreciation hit. The depreciation on Toyotas is insanity right now. Like a Camry or something. Like, what's a Camry now off the floor? Like $38,000, $40,000, and
I know, and then you can find that shit for like 4 now, like online, like a 20, like insane.
Yeah, the depreciation is nuts. And so I told him to buy the Jaguar. He found one that was very similar to mine, and he, you know, bought it, kept it. It was a good car. And the best thing about it is that when he rolled into work, he looked like a professional.
That is a nice. I cannot wait to get like a good car.
And you know, when he, you know, when he took his girlfriend out, you know, he looked like he meant business and all that. I mean, it's just you know, was up.
He was ready to pounce.
Yes.
Get it? Like
and so about a year and a half ago, I guess maybe a year now, he decided he had some stupid
he wanted to
like,
level up.
wild hair up his ass to sell it because he didn't think he could afford the car. He didn't want the car payment anymore. He doesn't like car payments. So and I'm like, well, dude, don't do the same old thing. Go buy a piece of shit car and you know, like, I get it. I don't like car payments either.
Yeah, coming from someone with a piece of shit car, you're gonna end up spending so much fucking more.
Right.
You really
And
1,000%.
so a year ago, he borrowed I have a Ford Expedition. That's it's a 2006 with like 300 something thousand miles on it, but it's
just one of those cars.
It's just a bulletproof car. I literally bought it just to keep it attached to my boat. Like, its only job was to do that. I paid $1,300 for it.
It's so crazy. You just never know. Like, some of those cars are just fucking 300. I can't believe my Nissan Sentra is at 300K. Like, that's insane. I thought that Sentra's fucking transmission was gonna go so long before that.
So at any rate, so he's been using my Expedition for almost a year now, and I'm like, dude, just go buy a car, man. Put some money together, go buy a car.
Are you taxing him? You better be. I'm like, how old is this man?
He's a grown ass man, but I mean, he's helped me out a few times. I help him out. You know, I'm trying to help him get his life together.
Yeah.
So I help people, Kel. Is what I do.
Bad one.
The chat is like, apparently they think Jaguar is still owned by Ford. No, they got rid of Ford a long time ago. So, but they were owned by BMW, I think, for a while. But I'm not really sure that any BMW parts made it into the Jaguars. Jaguar is all Land Rover, Jaguar Land Rover. It's all their own shit. And it's and they were using a GM transmission, and they had so many problems with it that they discontinued it and built their own transmission.
Good, bro. I hate shit like that. Like,
I have not seen a Jaguar ad.
When an integral piece of the vehicle is just like faulty, like with fucking Sentras and stuff. But you know what always astonishes me is how many brand new cars I see getting towed in because they're electric and the fucking battery died. Like, that is so embarrassing, bro. To have your 2024 car towed in because
Kel would love that ad. Okay.
ran out of batteries. Insane.
Yeah. I'll have to find the Jaguar. Somebody link me. Somebody throw it over in the Discord for me.
Link it. Sorry.
You know, I don't know. I like the Jaguar. I really would buy a Jaguar F Type. I may have to do that. I'm really I don't know. I really like the look of the car. I like the power. I don't need it.
I get triggered by Jags. My fucking aunt had one, and she'd pick my whole ass family up from the airport in San Diego with
Yeah.
like a 2-seater. There's like no room in the back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I like the Jag. I have I have the Mercedes too. The Mercedes has actually been more trouble than the Jag. The Mercedes
Really?
has actually been to the dealership once.
Been to the dealership once. I don't know. Just
I don't buy shitty cars.
if you just top off your oil and shit, you should be honestly pretty fine.
Yeah.
Relatively, knock on wood. I hope everyone gets me saying that while I fucking left my car in Victorville.
Somebody find the Jaguar ad and link it to me. That I really want to see it now.
Handle it, chat.
Left Nut has me like, I'm like, I now want to watch it. No, I don't. So I bought the C350 doesn't even have 90,000 miles on it.
Damn.
Yeah.
No wonder it's
Everything
only been
else
to the dealership once.
Huh?
No wonder it's only been to the dealership once. You
Yeah, I don't
drive it.
drive. Yeah, it's a Mercedes. They don't go to the dealership anyway. They don't have problems. But it did have it had one problem, and it ended up not needing anything, but it was annoying. So
Sounds like car problems.
so
The worst.
but it didn't need anything. It just it worked for them fine, and it hasn't had a problem since. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's good. I thought you got Steeler shipped.
No, I actually have a good rapport when I go to Steelerships because in general,
a businessman.
yeah, in general, I'm like, yeah, this is what's up. You have to do it on Discord. Do you have my Discord? If not, I'll throw the link up. I really need to boost my Discord.
I don't even know about
I should
Discord.
spend more time on my Discord.
I don't think I even own my Discord server. I'm not gonna lie. Like my friend owns it because they made it for me. It's really bad.
Yeah, Discord is the devil. Yeah. I mean, I honestly can't disagree with that.
Discord's hard to operate. Just don't understand it.
I get ownership of your Discord, Kel.
Yeah, I need to do that ASAP. Mikey.
Oh, the mod. Yeah, I know that one of the mods can find the Jaguar
How do you
ad on
transfer
YouTube.
ownership? Is that possible still?
I don't know.
New Discords are just completely start from the ground up.
I am. Pardon me. I saw the Resvani vid, Mr. Mister. That's pretty lit. Let's check that out while we're waiting.
Sorry, I should have muted.
Let's check that out. I thought 10th Man was going to come up. I was
They're disappointing dad
pretty.
one.
I don't know.
Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk.
Hopefully, this is a Jaguar ad that he's talking about. That's not the Jaguar ad. All right. I don't need to. That's pretty rad though. I like that. All right. I got another message. Let me go find it. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This will be good, Kel. This will be good. I want it. There we go. Do that. Kel, what's your favorite kind of car? Kel must be muted. It's the only possible explanation.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
What's your favorite kind of car, Kel?
I was saying, like, in the practical sense, I love me, like, a good old drag. I love me a good 2001 Camry Raiders Corolla, bro. Like, before they start stopping them out. My dream car when I was younger, I really wanted like a Mini Coupe. And then I went and drove one when I was a teenager, and I was like, I'm actually kind of really tall.
This is a crappy car commercial because it doesn't even
But there
show
also
the car.
seems to be a bit of an end.
Literally. Yeah, I would agree with that. I concur. I look childish.
Yeah.
My hair like this. I gotta
That's
leave in
it.
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a crap. So this is one of those things where I really hate when car companies don't put the fucking car in the car commercial.
Yeah, most people aren't fucking gonna be paying attention to like the little tiny logo at the end that you flash for 2 seconds. Like, not good marketing. Not good marketing.
Yeah, that's bad. What's so you like Toyotas, Kel?
I like Toyotas a lot. Yeah. I said I wanted like a fucking Mini Coupe really bad when I was a teenager. And then
Mini
I went and
Cooper?
test drove one.
I have
Yeah.
3 of those.
They're so cool. But I went and test drove one and I'm like, I'm kind of a big ass bitch. Like, people underestimate. Like, people say I'm short coated online, but I'm like 5'8", bro. I'm pretty tall.
I think they have a lot of room in them.
I don't think so. Maybe I just drove a fucking base, but that's
Well,
just me.
they may have had
You're
the
just smaller
seat
than me.
really up high because the
Oh, I
seat
see.
like moves in a bunch of different directions. So
You and your lady know all about that?
what?
How the seats move in every which direction?
I mean, she's the one that wanted it. So
Word. Okay. And on that note, I do have to go to work. I'm sorry.
how many vehicles do I own? That's a good
wanna know?
question.
I'm gonna guess.
That's a good question. I have
3.
huh?
I'm gonna guess like. Well, I don't know. You seem like.
He has 20.
I was
I do
gonna say
know.
23. I'm like you.
Well, let's. I mean, vehicles or cars?
Yeah, because if we're talking
All
about
together.
boats and stuff-
Oh, all together. Oof. So I own 6 motorcycles. Yeah, 6. I own 2 4-wheelers. I own 3 boats.
10.
6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 12. Probably 13 cars and
We're at
trucks.
23. We're at 23. That was my guess.
Hmm.
I was
I
literally.
don't believe that.
I literally said 23. You can back up the VOD.
She did actually say 23.
And we are right on
No.
the money. We counted up 10, and then he said 13 cars. Boom.
Well, hold on. I've got planes.
Oh, fuck.
I've
I
got
was counting the planes too, but I'm way under now.
1.
I know. Oh, no.
I guess
5
Kel's the
5
closest without going over. She wins the Price is Right.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
I have
funny.
5 planes.
Okay.
What is her prize grid?
Oh,
We went over. We all went over. It's 28. We're at.
No, Price is Right. How that works, you got to be the closest one without going over.
But I did go. Oh, without going over.
nobody. No, I went. No, you were under. You were all under.
I think Grid's the winner. Is what we learned. Okay. Thanks for having me.
Price.
Grid.
See you, Cal. Have a good rest of your day.
Cal, have a good day.
You too, K2. GG. Thanks for making me lose my personality via septum.
No problem.
Okay. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Now we got to do is get the rest of the metal out of your face.
Right.
I was right, actually.
Slowly.
I don't have any.
Slowly got to.
I don't have any go-karts. Oh, I got a golf cart though. Does that count? That's not really a vehicle, but
Yeah, it counts. Still a type of vehicle. You can drive it in the street. So yeah,
literally, he was asking, "What about golf carts?"
I would count that as a yes.
Yeah, all right. Oh wait, I have more of the car. I actually have 15 cars. No, wait. I'll figure it out because all right. So I have. Let's just roll down. So I've got an RX-8 street car. I have an RX-8 race car. I have the MX-5 race car. I have a Miata street car. I have the 911 race car. I have 4 FDRX7s. I have 3 Mini Coopers. The Mercedes C350, the Jaguar F-Pace, the Silverado pickup, and I have the Ford Expedition. Yeah, that's
How's
all.
that? How's that train fun going?
I can't find one for sale right now. Not that I'm really looking, but I was like, if I can find one cheap, they're cheaper than I thought they were. Actually, I do not have a Miata with a V8 conversion in it. I don't. They're not. They don't handle well enough for me to be
A
that
diesel
interested in.
locomotive or a steam engine?
That was 16 automobiles. Okay, so I was 3 off. I forgot a few. So yeah, my bad. Anyway. All right. So that was cool. 6 motorcycles, 2 4-wheelers, 3 boats, 16 automobiles, 5 planes, and 1 gold cart. I don't have a gold cart. That would be rad, though. If I had a cart to move gold on, that would be legit.
Well, hold on. You could put a gold wrap on your golf cart.
Yeah, it's blue, though. I just painted it. No forklifts anymore. Got rid of all that. No forklifts, no tractors, no lawn tractors, no bulldozers. If I did, we'd be he-miring it up.
Should have kept the forklift. Don't
Should've
those
kept
make good engine lifts sometimes?
Lizzo is unavailable. That's funny.
How about
awesome.
a killdozer?
That's what I'm saying. If I had a bulldozer, I'd have already converted it. No, I don't have any. I don't have any riding mowers. I have. Well, that's not true. I have one riding mower that's getting a new engine that I should just go do myself. I should just get it back and do it myself. And then I have another lawnmower that was my stepfather's that he gave to me. That it also needs something. I don't know if it needs an engine or a something in the drive or something. I don't know. It's messed up. It was working fine, and then it wasn't. And the Ferris dealer told us that they thought it needed a new motor, but I don't know how the fuck they figured that out because they didn't even look at it. They're like, "Oh yeah, it needs a motor," and I'm like, "All right, cool. We're not doing business with you." So yeah, I don't have any, but I don't have a need for a riding. I have a guy that bush hogs all my stuff. I was gonna buy a skid steer, and I was gonna buy and a tractor, a farm tractor, but I didn't. Not yet.
A John Deere is always nice to have. Oh
yeah.
wait, never mind. Not a new one, an older.
Yeah. Well, if I were going to buy a tractor, I'd probably buy an old Ford or Massey Ferguson or something like that. Something that's like going to outlast me and everybody around me. So I do use a push mower. I absolutely do. At least my son does. I don't mow the grass anymore. My son does. Because that's it. That's the only way he gets paid. So K2, have you run any Priuses off the road lately?
No, that would have to take me to a hearing grid. I don't want that in my life.
I was coming through Utah once, and pardon me. I was coming through Kansas once on 40, and there was a detour at the time because they were doing some road work or something, and it kind of took you this kind of like weird way. And I had the 80-foot, or pardon me, I had the 72-foot rig with me, which was the dually and the 48-foot trailer, or 52-foot trailer. And we're coming through there, and this big red fucking trailer, right? Hey, what's up, Ray's Moto Life? Somebody should get that man a link. So we're coming through out of Kansas, and I got all of the stuff we go take racing. It's not 40, it's 70, I think. Whatever it is.
Kansas, I think Kansas 70.
Yeah, I think it's
been a
70.
while. Yeah,
it
70.
comes out of Kansas City. It comes through St. Louis, and I changed roads, and
So
you're right.
55. I know 55 and 70 go to St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see that? Did you see
yeah, 70.
Rafar or whatever going the wrong way on I-75 with his mirrors folded in, and then the state troopers pull a gun on him?
No, I've missed that one.
You should check out that video on your free time.
I will do that, because that sounds like something I'd be interested in. So anyway, it's raining like hell. So we had left Alabama. We'd left Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama and driven up through Tennessee, cut over, and the rain had basically followed us the whole time. It was like this freaking hurricane. It was like we got to just in the border of Missouri before the rain actually kind of let off, and we slept for a couple hours and we got going again, and then we ran right back in the rain. So we're coming out of Kansas City, and they had this like weird path through there. And there was this lady in a Prius that came on at an exit, right? And like, you can imagine the amount of spray this truck and trailer threw off.
Mm-hmm.
And and it didn't have her lights on or anything. And I'm like, I can't see you, and I'm going to change lanes. So I put my blinker on, and I waited like 3 seconds, and then I just started moving over. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, especially in the rain. If they don't have their lights on, even in the daytime, it's hard to see them.
Yeah, it's really hard to see. Well, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's an interesting thing. I always thought that I would do one of the Renegade conversion things. Something they were really popular or well known for was the cameras that they would mount cameras on the middle pointing out and on the rear, so that you could, and they had like, this dash mounted thing where you could switch between the cameras so you could see next to the trailer if there was a car there or something. And it was terrible. Like it was just terribly expensive, and I didn't want to spend the money, but it was a great time. So, but yeah, so Ray's Moto.
Your truck?
Sorry?
You miss driving your truck? Your semi or whatever.
I mean, I kind of do. It was a cool old truck. That truck just had a lot of cool factor to it. because it was, it was a 13-speed Eaton. It wasn't one of the automatic Allisons like the Toter Homes had. It was cab over, so it felt cool. It was easy to park when we got to the track because you could actually see everything around you. I mean, it was a great truck.
A lot of people are buying to see if they can find some old cab overs. I've been seeing a lot more lately. People have been redoing them.
Yeah, I mean, mine had the Detroit 60 in it, and it had the so it was it had the way the ECU the programming in it was that when you were in cruise control, it gave you like an extra 50 or 60 horsepower. It gave you an extra amount of horsepower. So you could, if you set the cruise control, it would just roll. But if you were out of cruise control, it kind of punished you a little bit and made you want to use cruise control. So you saved that fuel. And I really like that. I really like just setting the cruise control with the trailer behind me and just rolling, man. But again, the downside to any of that stuff, whether people admit it or not, whether they realize it or not, the downside to owning a semi, your own semi, is those things cost money sitting still. It costs money when you move them. It's like there's at no point in time where that vehicle didn't cost me something. And so I ended up going back to the dually. I do miss the dually. I actually really miss having a dually. So yeah, it's pretty terrible for me not to have a dually, but I don't need one anymore. Is the problem is I can't convince myself to buy another one. But yeah, I do kind of miss this semi. I think it was it's just a great truck. Didn't break, Now my buddy had one that I can't even believe the amount of bullshit that he went through. Like, it was terrible. He had a frame in rebuild done, and then it still had problems. And then he did a frame out rebuild. They pulled the engine completely out and actually rebuilt the engine, and then it wasn't another 6 months or so till he had another bearing problem, and I think they found it was like a bad crank or something, and they ended up having to replace it. But that thing, I mean, it was not like the stupid thing is that like his truck was newer than mine in theory, and I don't remember what it was other than the fact that it was red. His truck was newer than mine. It was, a conventional, really super nice inside. And it was always broken down. It was a joke because it's like my old cab over was stone reliable. Of course, I had that Detroit 60. It's hard to break a Detroit 60. It just is. And he always, and I believe his was an International, so it probably had a Caterpillar in it. And
Intertractional.
Yeah, right. And he just always had problems, man. And just it was funny because we would leave for the track. We weren't far from each other. We're probably 30 miles apart. And we would leave for the track at the same time, and he would get there a day after me because the truck would break down, or the trailer. He had a big problem with trailer brakes for a while. There was something going on with the air system. It was getting a bunch of moisture in it, and then that plays hell with the brakes, and so he was just always having a bunch of trouble. I don't know why it didn't. They may have given you the wrong link. Ray, or let me give you another one. I'm just going to throw it out there. I just won't let anybody else up at Ray. So here you go. Sometimes it's the browser too. Yeah, Ray's not in the back. I'm looking for him. There you go. There you go. Just click that, Ray, and if it doesn't bring you in, let me know. Also use Chrome if possible. It really doesn't like Windows. There he is. There's the man.
I'm on the
What's
laptop.
up?
It went through the first time. I was just sitting there listening to you. I just don't know why.
I couldn't see it all.
Yeah,
You
that's
weren't
why I was wondering. That's why I jumped on the phone and said if it
Sure.
was any good or not.
It really
No,
doesn't.
I went to
like
the I
Chrome.
went to the Discord and hit the link. Mikey sent me the link on Instagram.
Okay.
But I was trying to explain to him my Instagram is crazy. I got on my laptop. I've tried for over a year to get to link. I've linked my iPhone to my laptop. I'm sure you know how to do that. You know, you can run it, link it, whatever. Every time I went into Instagram, download the app, tried deleting the app on my laptop, tried to go through it just by Google, through my email. Man, let me tell you, I have to always start a new account. It will never let me do it. So I had to start a new account on my Instagram. And what I did was I went in to add account. So I went in and was going to add my Raise Motor Life account on Instagram, you know, and be one so I could just flip back and forth.
Sure.
And it will not allow, and it added it, but it will not allow me to click over to it. I don't know what the world is going on. This computer ain't but like a year old. It was only like $600 though. So, I mean, it's a cheap one, but it works for what I'm doing here. And I found that easier to do. Send the link to Instagram and put everybody in a group. What I usually do, or what I used to do on my Chromebook, I would put everybody in Instagram in a certain chat room that I wanted on my show, and then create my own chat room, and then I would put the link in there. But
I do that with Discord sometimes.
Yeah.
But, I have the same problem with X. I have a personal account and a business account or team account.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, when X changed a bunch of stuff, it's really weird. When I can, it sometimes it'll let me log in to one, and then sometimes it won't. And I mean, it's very.
That's
strange.
me. I got two on X. It did it to me on X. I had to go. I've got the X app on my iPhone, and it's fine. It works great. But when I went into my laptop, it would not connect, even with the pass keys and codes I got in my iPhone, all that connected, it still wouldn't do it. So I had to create a new account on X, and then, but when I went over to add that account, it allowed me to add the account. So, but on Instagram, it won't let me do it. It says it will not allow me to add an account that's verified because my stuff is verified. I pay every month to have it verified. And all that. So it will not allow me to add it to a secondary thing being verified. It's all messed up. It doesn't make sense. So
I only have
hello, everybody. K2, nice to meet you, or not really meet you, but meet you.
No, he dropped. He's out west, so he probably lost signal.
Sorry, I was drinking some water, man. I just got in. It's not hot, but it is when you're on the motorcycle. I just got off the motorcycle. I had to run out of town real quick. And
you strike me as a Harley guy. You a Harley guy?
Yeah, I've got two of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got.
I go the other way. I have. I bounce back and forth between new and old bikes. So I've got I got 70. I've got a 73 CB 354K, and I've got a 76 CB 554K, and then we jump up to I've got a 99 CBR 600 F4.
I like
and then
the
I've got
and
some newer stuff, but. It's
my favorite's choppers, like old school choppers. But it's just I don't call it a hobby because I love it, man. It's in my blood,
sure.
So it's just something I've done since I was like 12 years old. My mother's rode for 50 years, so it's just ingrained in us, So all my brothers, we've all rode, and I like the Harleys, but also, did you hear where they closed? Where what's his name's place closed? The Billy Joel, he had that shop. Where was it? Jersey or somewhere where it was all like BSAs and all those bikes. Did you know?
I didn't know
Billy
that.
Joel. Did you ever know that? Yeah, he had his own shop for years and years, and I'm talking about
that's awesome.
Classic bikes, man. Some awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard somebody talking about he had to close or something.
Well, he's getting on up there. He may not be. Mm-hmm. He may be not having.
Yeah, I know. I hear his wife is almost 30, so she's getting pretty old too.
That's true. Time for a trade-in. Got too many miles on that one. So
yeah, but it's like I got down to like 48 where I'm at, last night, and It gets chilly on the mountain.
Are you in the
where
South?
I'm at. No, I'm over here in East Tennessee, up here on the
East
plateau.
Tennessee?
You know where Cookville is, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go through there in just a
Yeah,
couple. I'm in
up
I'm
here.
in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I used to. My dad and his whole family. I used to live in Lebanon, so I grew up in
Okay.
East Nashville.
Yeah.
I grew up off of Dickerson Road. There used to be a store
Okay.
there called Ray's Market many years ago in the 80s, and the guy was one arm and he had a Rockwaller. I don't know if you remember that or not. I lived
Yeah.
the street behind it, behind the Ray's Market. I'm sure it ain't there no more. It might be still a market, but it probably not him because he was older when I was a kid. And yeah, we grew up in Nashville. My mother, we were born up here, but she moved us there when I was like 2.
Gotcha.
We grew up in South 606 housing projects in East Nashville and moved around Dickerson Road. But my dad and all his family's from Lebanon, and we lived in Lebanon for a while. I lived in White House, Tennessee. I went to like 12, 13 different.
I like Lebanon a lot.
Yeah, Lebanon's really nice. If you live on the outskirts of the squares, decent. That's where my grandfather and everybody lived, down there close to the square. And my dad lives out in the country.
Sure.
It's grown a lot over the last 30 years, so I know that. Of course, Nashville has, you know what I'm talking about. You go to Gallatin, Madison, all those places. It's all just, growing outward and everything. And Franklin.
Yeah, Lebanon's grown up a lot. I mean, it's big now.
You got more plants coming through too. Plants are being built, with the
lot of factories and that sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of jobs coming in for sure. I grew up in Murfreesboro and then I came back, it's I enjoy this part of the state. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody say I look like a Fed. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then I
worked for the state for 3 years, made 25 cents an hour. Really a Fed.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be. I think this weekend we're going to go to Pigeon Forge for the weekend and just chill out.
That's a good place. Me and the old lady take the kids. We go up there for a weekend, and
that's the deal.
Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area, Dollywood. The kids are growing up now.
We can do all that.
We're
gonna do it all.
It's I tell you, it's an experience if you ain't never been, which I'm sure you have. But people that ain't never been here, it's really a beautiful place.
Yeah, Tennessee is an awesome place. I hate to oversell it because I don't want any more people living here.
Except for I-75.
Yeah, you're still salty. You're still
I am.
salty.
Well, my co-driver's more salty because he was the one who drove through it up and down.
Well, tell him to cope harder.
Which way did you go? Through like south and go through Chattanooga, or did you hit 75 and come up up by 24 into Knoxville, or
I-75 all the way down to Jacksonville?
Oh, okay, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'd have found a different route.
There's supposedly that bridge in 40 in the Gore.
There's a lot of construction in Chattanooga for the past year. So
yeah, that place is miserable. It's got bad with crime too.
Well, it used to be worse. I think it got better, and now, of course, it with all the construction, it's sliding back a little bit. I'd really like to see that cleaned up. But it's just so near Atlanta, It's just.
Well, I mean, you got Monteagle Mountain, what is it, Sea Rock City, all those places you can visit and all that. There's some beautiful places there. It's just that.
Oh, they got Nick Jack Lake.
Yeah.
Chickamauga.
They still got the aquarium, I believe, the big fish aquarium,
it was there a couple years ago.
There's a lot of things to do there. It's just, but I live up here on the Kentucky and Tennessee borderline up here. So when you get to Cookville, like going towards Knoxville on 40, go to Crossville. You know where Crossville is, right?
I know where Crossville is.
Well, when you get to Crossville, you get off the exit and drive about 45 minutes up in the country, and that's where I'm at. Right. You drive north, so.
Yeah, there used to be like a Monterey, Tennessee or something like that.
Yeah, I'm about an hour from there.
Okay. I used to go there occasionally.
Yeah, that's where they have the banana pudding festival and stuff.
Is that what they?
Yeah. We're in the country.
Yeah, it's
I heard a big. Oh, sorry. I heard a big realtor firm bought out that giant scrapyard there in Nashville or somewhere in Tennessee, next to the football stadium.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was a realtor. I think they're trying to revitalize downtown, and that Clark Iron and Metal, I think it was Clark Iron, whatever it was. I've been there before. You know, it was a weird thing because you have all of this like really cool stuff in downtown Nashville to do, and then a block away you have this like just horrible area where people are, you have this scrap metal facility and people would just steal stuff to go turn it in. And it's been about 20-year plus project to clean up downtown. I was actually working at a shop back in 2002, probably in Nashville, just kind of like a 3 or 4 week gig while I was between teams, and I was working at this place as a mechanic, just throwing some bucks in the wallet, and we were probably 4 or 5 blocks from the stadium, and I remember clearly I was working one night, and this SUV comes flying down this alley on the street next to us, and followed by another one shooting at it. Like it was a legit like John Wick shit going on. And I'm like, this is wild.
Is the college there in Murfreesboro still pretty,
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
wild? Still wild? Yeah.
I don't know if it's wild, but it's awesome.
Well, you know what I mean. Like if you're a college kid, it's wild. My cousin went there years ago, and I mean, we had, I'd go see him. And
I went there.
It was, oh, did you? Okay. Of course, they always call it the borough. You never hear, if anybody's really from Tennessee or goes to college there, they call it the borough, know. And like if you say the borough, people know what you're talking about. If they don't, most people say, you mean Murfreesboro, and all that. So, they really don't know anything about it if they have to say Murfreesboro. So, yeah, I know a lot about it. I partied there back in the, let's see, it was probably around 92.
Okay.
93.
I was in school there in 91 through 95.
Okay.
So
yeah, it was. I love Tennessee though. I mean, I've been all over though. I mean, I've traveled.
Similar.
Year or two. I usually go to Daytona bike rally and I'll ride the bike down. It's like a 16-hour ride, but it's fun. Jump in with, get a couple guys ride, and we ride down and have fun. But here, this past year, this summer went by so fast, I didn't even have time to do much, man. I like North Carolina, not really for much. I mean, I do. I love the riding over there. I usually go over there to the Smokeout Rally event. It's like a 4-day event. And it originally started with Billy Lane and Indian Larry, back when they were doing the chopper build-offs back in 2005. And that's Salisbury, North Carolina, the original place they started doing it. So some friends of mine, Chris and his wife, Heather, they took it over and like 3 or 4 years ago. So they've brought it back and it's a big chopper show, build-offs, all that stuff. And so it's pretty fun. We go over there for like 4 days and camp and have a blast, So, but I love riding over. I stay away from the Dragon. I've been on the Dragon twice and I'll never go back. It's just too many people for me. They're too dangerous, especially the guys in the cars and stuff. The Foothills Parkway used to be a good run, but now you get all those little Hondas and all those little cars, and man, they're just flying through there so much. It's really crowded, So
sure, yeah. I mean, I see that. It's
name brand places like that, But there's so much here in East Tennessee. A lot of people just skip through it and say, I want to go to the Dragon. And they'll come from other countries just to come to the Dragon. And I'm like, why? There's no view. You're on a curvy road. There's no view. It's nothing but trees. You don't get to see no view. And if you would just explore a little more in Tennessee, you would actually have a better time than going straight to the tail of the Dragon, so. But,
yeah, I've been there. I mean, obviously, a big car guy, so I know a bunch of people that have been there. It's one of those things that it used to be like really cool, and now it's just kind of like, whatever. So, yeah. What did you think about? Just kind of change subject here.
No, go ahead.
Were you so? When did you see the first part of the show? How long you been listening?
No, I just got back in the house, man. I don't know what was going
okay.
on. I was out.
So yesterday when we were chatting over in the in my Discord, I made some predictions at 10 o'clock yesterday morning, 10:14, and they've all come true so far, except for the FBI knowing the guy existed, which we don't know yet. It still could be, but everything else I said was pretty much spot on. What do you think about that?
I mean, haven't they been trying to convince us that we don't need the Second Amendment? Like, they're going to protect us, that we don't need that. We don't need to carry. We need to, like, where were they then? Yeah, they showed up awful quick, but they wasn't there before. They couldn't prevent it, So,
I think
my opinion, I think it's horseshit. Excuse my language on your show. I think everybody should carry. I think an old man should have been sitting in there with it on his hip, and not for a security guard. Just people should be carrying.
Sure.
Yeah. Could have took care of it quickly and been done with. I also believe that things can be preventable, but also things are, I mean, look at the state, look at the governor, look who's they allow him. Did he signed in paperwork and laws that they were going to protect them, and they could be there, and they were. I mean, how do you fight that system when, I mean, we can stand up and holler, we can talk about it. I get it, and that's what somebody else was saying. We need to start talking about it. I'm like, we've been talking about this,
right?
This side's been talking about it. We need action. We don't need more talk. We need action. So, and then another guy was saying, I think they're trying. Go ahead.
I think one of the first things we have to do is we have to just admit that, playing along with the delusions of trans people and catering to their whims is not helping. It's making everything worse. It feeds into that delusion, and then they become convinced that they're right. And it's all bad. There's no good. Yeah. It's just all bad. And so when you and I are sitting here talking like this, you could say something like, I don't know, you're a Harley guy, I'm not a Harley guy. We can have and that's fine. Neither one of us, even if you identify as that and make it like part of your lifestyle and you had the jacket and everything, even if that were the case, we could still be buddies. But once and I'm not trying to force you to acknowledge anything, right? And if I walk up to you and I don't immediately recognize that you're a Harley guy, you don't take offense at it. But these people are making this such a part of their identity that if you walk up and misidentify somebody, they take so much offense, and we're playing into it and allowing them to take more and more offense, like it's okay, right? Like it's like somehow it's okay to be pissed off that because you look like a man dressed in a woman's outfit, and a guy comes up and calls you a dude, that's okay for you to be mad about that, because brother, you're a dude. Right?
Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can comprehend the concept that I don't know how your show's run, man. I don't know what to say and what not to say on it.
You're good, man. I mean, cursing's fine with. I
it ain't that. I just don't want to say. I tried not to say certain words on my live stream.
Sure. I got you.
So I know what not to try to say. But here's the thing: like, I don't. When they start categorizing it, like they have like gender misforming care or whatever they call it. Okay. You're not a female. You're not a woman. That is a mental issue. When they start treating something, that means that's an issue. That's not. Oh, I'm just. I want to be a
And
woman.
all
You know
the
what I mean?
hormone treatments.
Yes,
Right?
all the medicines, all the stuff. When you see a psychiatrist or whatever, you are now you now fall under a category of mental issues. So what do they need to do with those? In my opinion, and now this is just my opinion, and I'm pretty unfiltered. But here's the thing: in my opinion, if any transgender person out there, and we know it, and they're going through this care, and they admit it, and they're going through the steps, whatever. I swear, I'm a very big first, the amendments to Bill of Rights. I believe in the Constitution, but I do not believe that they should be allowed to own any kind of firearm.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. That is a mental illness. If they can take it, my Second Amendment from me, because, or just say Steve over here or whoever, John or Billy, that has disability for depression or any of that, and they can take this man's Second Amendment rights away from him, why do they need them? If they're in the same program and it falls under the category of getting mental help and misgender form care or whatever the shit is, why don't they fall under the same category? If they're making laws saying if you smoke marijuana in a legal state, we can take your Second Amendment, because that's what they're trying to do. And I think the Supreme Court's had to actually go back and reverse on one state already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they've said that they can't. I think the Supreme Court said they can't do that. But I mean,
Exactly.
I don't disagree with you. I guess my position would be that if you are someone that your mental health is in question to the point that you can't that
If you think you're a woman,
that you think
need help.
you think you're a man, or you think you're a woman, to the point where you want other people to look. Hey, it's okay to be like, hey, you know what? Inside I feel like whatever the fuck. Inside I feel like inside I feel like whatever. And
yeah, I
but
know what you
but if I told you, hey, you know what? I'm a tiger. You got to treat me like I'm a tiger. So go get me some raw
and
meat.
you want me to provide a kitty litter box and all this shit and everything. Yeah,
right.
No,
right. That's exactly the thing. And how insane would that be?
Why do I have to
you look at me like I was a
mental
dumbass.
disability shit? I shouldn't have to accept anybody's. That's
Right.
That's your problem. I don't feel sorry for him. I'm sorry, but I don't have empathy. I don't. That's
It's tough
to
to
me. It's a choice, and most of them are attention seekers, and they do it for attention, or they do it for social media attention. And I think most of them are bullshit.
Mhm.
No, if I ever see a man go in the bathroom with any of my kids, they're in a bad hurt. I'll just tell you that right now.
And that's
'Cause I've got 3
one of the
daughters
better
and a
arguments
granddaughter.
for it,
I'm
right?
not putting
Like as a grown ass man, I just don't give a shit, and I just don't acknowledge it.
Well, like I said,
But when you start bringing, when you start taking it as far as, well, now you want to go into female restrooms or male restrooms. Can you imagine what would happen?
where my 16-year-old daughter's in there, you think I'm going to allow that?
Well, think about this. Your 16-year-old son goes in a bathroom, and this dude that, or this girl that's dressed as a dude goes in there, and then
I do the same thing.
Comes running out 5 minutes later, screaming that your son tried to touch her or take advantage of her because she's fucking insane.
Guess what? They're going to believe her.
Right. Him, her, it,
No,
whatever
her.
the fuck. Right. Her. It's her.
I don't call them by that shit. No.
Yeah.
If you're born a woman, you're a girl, you're a fucking her. If you're born a man or a boy, you're a man. You're a fucking man.
So,
man,
I think that's a very real thing. And I think that we're doing a disservice to these people by encouraging their lack of mental health.
Yeah.
And
because we shouldn't have to accept anything that they're, I think that's the issue, where the Democrat loonies side, they've convinced this 30% that they've got their back so much they think that they also have the 70% and the 30, and they've gained the 30%. What they don't realize, they gained the 30%, but they lost the 70%. over their policies and shit. Look how many
Yeah,
people voted for Trump that was on the left side, that was Democrat or more liberal, you know, or I mean, seriously, look at the most black, the most Latino people this go around. They stood up and said, I may not like Trump, but you know what? I ain't sitting in the bus while they drive it off the cliff. I'm going to vote for Trump, you know? I mean, basically that's what it is. Now they may not stick to all the, you know, to all their down ballot voters, you know, to their states, and may not vote for Republicans in that for in their state and all that. But I believe a lot of them stood up and said, you know, wait a minute, you know, now I may be this, I may agree with this, and I may believe in this, but I also believe in common sense, you know, and this ain't common sense, and this is, you know, so
yeah.
And that's just my opinion. I believe.
No, I mean, I think I agree with you a lot. The first part of the show was really good, and
yeah, I wished I would have seen it. Man, I'm sorry. I had to, like I said, I had to leave.
If you get a chance, you can watch it. It's not just about that. I tried not to spend any time on that, but because I covered it yesterday. But at that point, we didn't know all the things we know today. We didn't know about the Russian writing on everything. We didn't know about
all the
psychotic and
all the damn. The casings and all the you know, the clips,
death to Trump and all that kind. I mean, all of the stuff.
I mean, and then he said, and then he wrote on it for the children. Well, if it was for the children, why would you even go in there and do that to them? I mean,
yeah,
that don't make a lick of sense. You think you're doing something?
It's all bad, dude.
By not, you know, you're going to unalive a bunch of innocent people. And then yourself. Because you can't face the consequences of your actions because you're a coward. That's what he is. He's a coward, or he was. Anyone that does that, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're on the left, right, middle. I don't care if you don't even care about any of that stuff. Yeah. Kids are off limits. Kids are off limits, period. You don't go after kids.
Well, they should be, but the left is actually encouraging all of this nonsense,
in
right?
My surroundings, if you're around me, I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow that.
Yeah. Well, I gotta jump off. It's 3 o'clock. It's time.
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're fine, man.
Here earlier, we could have had some more. We could have dove deeper into it. K2, I don't know you, but nice to see your K up there. Nice to meet you. Everybody in the chat.
He's a good dude. He's a truck driver. He's driving all over.
Oh yeah, I like truck drivers. They're cool, man.
Yeah. So. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end the show now, and it's going to, you know, unfortunately, we could have. I wish we'd had Ray here for the whole show, or at least half of it, but that's okay. We'll get some stuff going on. Maybe another time. Tomorrow night will be the debate game show, I guess that we call it. The Signal Syndicate is its name. It's tomorrow night. I think we're going to do mostly patriarchal debate topics. So prepare for that, and come out, come out swinging, because it's going to be a good show, I'm sure. And beyond that, it's going to be a great rest of the day for me, at least, and I hope everybody else has a good time too. It is Labor Day weekend. I will probably not be on Monday because it is Labor Day, and I will probably be off with my family somewhere doing something cool. I know you'll miss me. I'll miss you guys too, but that's just the way it is. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. Obviously, Saturday night we'll do the chill stream, and we'll chill out, hang out, maybe, we'll make fun of liberals, which is what I enjoy doing. So, Ray, want to plug yourself? Any final
No,
thoughts?
man, my channel's growing fast. It's growing pretty good. If people want to check it out, it's cool. If not, it's cool. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't come on people's streams unless I'm invited. And, I don't have to promote myself. You never have to. If you come to my channel, my live, same thing. You can promote yourself, throw your link out. I don't care. I don't.
While you're here,
what I do, and I'll grow. And I just, I've got a second channel too. And I just almost hit 1,600 subscribers on it too, and I barely even put effort in it.
Yeah. So one of the things, Ray, that we do here is that if you are a guest on my channel, my moderators will spam your channel in the chat.
Okay.
And then anytime you're on the show, they'll also promote your channel in the chat, because rising tide lifts all boats. And it's my job is not just to put on a good show for myself, but also to help other people build their own shows up. And,
No, I get it.
you know, people have helped me, and I want to help other people.
I
And
understand.
bigger,
And like I
bigger
said,
or
I
smaller.
appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate it. It's and I get it. I do it in my chat. You know, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've deleted more live streams than you've probably done, to tell you the truth. I've deleted almost 2,000 live streams. I took a year off. I was so burned out on live streams. I would do 2 to 3 a day. I mean, just on Instagram, YouTube, running Facebook constantly, man. Yeah, I was doing them big time. And then I just got burnt out really, really bad. But
yeah, that's why.
Often I'm just now coming back. Like now I've kept my channel going, growing my channel, putting videos, motorcycle videos, political videos,
Sure.
you know, a lot of stuff. But live streams, I've just now started coming back on live streams in the last couple months, you know. So
I only do
you know,
live
if you
stream.
throw the link out, that's cool. I appreciate it. Ain't no
Yeah.
big deal. You
Yeah, it's
come to
out
my
there.
channel, I'll do the same thing.
Yeah, it's
I
out
think we should all help each other and build a team. A lot of problems with these bigger channels, they forget sometimes that they were small too, and like they're scared that those people are going to leave them and go watch somebody else. And you know, I'm not like that. I'm like, hey, you want to go watch them, man. If you know, if you find them interesting, it don't bother me. Throw their link out, you know. And most people that come in my side chat, I got a couple of moderators, and they drop every channel comes in there. They'll drop their link, every channel. So,
just give me a second. I want to lower class. Good to see you, man. I hope you catch the show. If not, watch it on the VOD, man. It's been a good show. So a couple of things there, Ray. I agree with everything you said, but something else is that, you know, we're all content creators to some degree, and I've watched people burn out too. And I have a very rigid schedule. Really, I do Monday at noon, Tuesday I don't stream at all. I may go on other people's shows, but generally I'm not going to come out here. I'm not going to fire the studio up. I'm not going to do anything unless it's like a big deal, something I really need to do. Wednesday I do the night shift, a night show. Thursdays I do another day shift show like I'm doing right now, and it's always 3 hours, 3-hour blocks. I don't do more than that if I can help it. Yeah. And then we do Friday night, which is it's a debate game show. It's a kind of a blood sport debate. It's a lot of fun.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good time. And then on Saturday, it's the same time as on Friday, but it's another nighttime show, and we just chill. We just hang out and goof off. What's up, Resto? Good to see you.
I agree. Consistency is key. Content is key.
Yeah,
you gotta have content. It doesn't matter if it's video or live stream or shorts. You gotta have content. If you're going to build a channel, you have to have content. Now, some people may enjoy coming on here and never growing or nothing. They may just come on and enjoy doing live streams and having a panel and talking and having a good time, hanging out like they're hanging out with buddies on a Friday night. That's cool. That's your channel. I respect that. You know, I'm not saying it's your channel. I'm saying, you know, you have a goal in mind, just like me. You know, I'm trying to grow a professional, well, in my head, professional, you know, channel. And like all my platforms, Instagram, you know, I'm hitting almost, you know, I'm up in the 1,000, almost 11, 12,000 followers. Facebook, I just hit 13, 14 something, you know. Twitter or X, whatever you call it, you know, I'm building professional. I'm trying to build all those as a professional, you know, content creator. And sorry, my puppy, you know, and build them up right. You know, I used to just hang out and have fun, and then I got real serious about it, you know, and then I started putting.
But you can burn yourself out because I mean, and we were just talking the other day about the streamer who died because he was online all the time.
That's awful. This is
that's crazy. It's nuts. We just talked about that yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I get that. You know, if you can't, it's very easy to overdo it, and there's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of temptation to overdo it.
Yeah,
A lot
it
of
is because
temptation.
you want to just either join somebody's or you see somebody streaming and you're like, oh man, I want to stream, I want to do this, I want to be on, I want to,
Mhm.
I want to be
Mhm.
on there, and it's not healthy, not really, not if you're going to do
Yeah.
20-hour lives and every night and wear your body down by sitting up through the nighttime
Yeah.
or daytime, whatever you choose to do. I think the longest stream I ever done was probably around 10 hours. And that was years, 3 years, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll never do that
I'm-
again.
I've done that, and I don't do that anymore.
No,
and
I'm
there's no
sorry.
real need to.
No, 3 hours, I can get enough in 3 hours.
Yeah. I have a full show in 3 hours, and
I think if you get people on your panel, you don't really get into the topic or the good conversation till about an hour and a half in. Really, if you keep it topic based, you really dive into it.
Yeah. So the way that I do my show is I do a lot of times I'll monologue so long that I won't have anybody up.
I'll do a monologue or monologue.
Yeah, just do monologue the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do something where I do the monologue for an hour to an hour and a half. There's a couple of reasons for that, is because I can split that off, and YouTube likes that hour to hour and a half format better. And then the panel can be a separate show. I can split that into 2 shows or 2 videos for YouTube purposes. And the other reason is because I didn't always do panels, so it's
Well, I think
it's
it depends
been
on how
good.
many topics you plan on discussing too. Like if you got 4 topics or 6,
Mhm.
and depending on how long you want to spend on each topic, on like each, breaking story or news or whatever somebody wants to call it. I just call it a topic, or
Mhm.
or something breaks, I'll say breaking news. But like I watch some people and they'll do 4 to 5 and they're quick though. They'll do like 15, 20 minutes at the most on the and on the monologue and stuff, and they'll get that down, and then they talk for the next 45 minutes and they try to squeeze everything in an hour. And that's fine. If you can talk without having people on and your time and how you can talk about it and get your point across with 4 to 5 topics in an hour, that's great, man. That means you can speak well, you can talk, and but like I said, if you can make that point of that, of the situation or topic you're talking about, but I think like another show I do every Wednesday night and Sunday night, it's not my channel. I go on a friend's channel and we do it's called The Rabbit Hole Unchained. And we go on conspiracy nut stuff. It's not really, it is, but it ain't. We're not in that community of those people. We're not in any of that.
Flat earthers.
No, we're not in any of those. We do talk about like who shot JFK. We go down the rabbit hole with that, or we'll go down the rabbit hole with, the Book of Secrets or something. And we have fun with it, and we have 4 on the panel. And we really enjoy it. So and like I said, it's nothing. I'm not taking it to the point of like I'm not getting involved with those communities. I'm not, I don't want to reach out to them. I don't know them. I don't care. I'm not doing all that. We're doing it to build a channel, just to have fun and our opinions and stuff like that. So and we just started it. So I think we got maybe 200 subscribers. I don't know. It's how it is building a channel. It takes a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got to find your right people if you talk about topic based stuff, because you can fall in a category and you'd be put on a back shelf. And in some communities are limited, like just small communities, and you'll never grow. So that's why we try to talk different topics and different, we don't sit on one topic like just aliens or Bigfoot and there's nothing wrong with those. It's just we don't stick to one thing. So and I know you got to go, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm sorry I missed it.
No, you're good.
I will have to watch a Friday night thing. I definitely ain't going to want to try to debate anybody that I don't know the game. So I would definitely watch it.
It's a good game. It's a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. But like I said, Do you want me to just hit leave so you can finish your show? And
Let me finish. I'll do the monologue and then I'll shut it down and then you can.
Oh,
then
okay.
you-
I mean,
Let me. K2, you wanna say anything? Plug anything? Are you still with us? You unloading the truck? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. Thanks for letting me come up here. Can I shout out somebody's channel though? And it won't be mine.
I guess so.
No, I was gonna say, guys, if you like karaoke, you should go over to Grumples, September
Oh, yeah.
9th.
Crumple's a dude.
Check that out. Help out Grumple's channel, guys. If you like karaoke, bring your own song. You don't have to stay for the whole thing, but just,
Yeah.
if you like singing, just shouting that out. But
Yeah. I like Grumple. Grumple's cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send you over to 10th Man. He seems to be the only person that I
kick
could
me
find.
out first, please.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like that guy?
Well, it ain't that. He just called me a drunk on the screen the other day when that other drunk was up
Did he
there.
really?
I don't drink. I ain't drank since 2002.
Yeah. All right.
You know, don't smear my image and name on your show because you like drama. You know, I don't know him to dislike him. So I just, you know what I mean? I don't judge people. I just don't want my name and image smeared.
Sure.
You know, 'cause I don't drink. So
Yeah, it'll redirect
Outrage.
you. You don't. I don't know if you have to go.
I'll just
but-
go ahead and jump. See you.
All right.
Have a good
See you, man. Have a great rest of your day.
one. You too. See you, K2.
See you.
All right.
Next
Really
meeting. Yeah.
appreciate all of our.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
I'll rage quit.
Rage quit. I'll kick you. No, I won't kick you. There he goes. He rage quit. Good deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am really, really glad the show went the way it went today. We had some great guests towards the end. The start of the show was, I felt like it was a really good monologue. Tomorrow, obviously, we do the Friday night Signal Syndicate debate blood sport game, I guess. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it. Come on out. You just join in the chat, watch the people flail about. It'll be a great time. Saturday, chill stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You guys have a great rest of your day. Don't forget about the event in Nashville coming up middle of November. For DebateCon and my event. Guys, come out, have a good time with us if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. There'll be video. In the meantime, I'm going to send you over to 10th Man. He's live and all that. So you guys have a good time, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Be cool. Wear glasses if you need them, and go stand on his lawn if he's got one. I don't know if he does.